Oh shit. Yes, sir, Middle East. That's annoying. I never noticed that. I never noticed that gave movement speed. That's really annoying. Well, whatever. Sup, Icy? How are y'all doing today? Guys, I've noticed like a small dip, not a small dip. I think that I'm getting less viewers lately because I'm like starting the stream at the wrong times. It's the first real time that I feel like I'm like suffering like a dip in viewership because of my own actions, you know? Like rather than like, oh, I had to leave a couple of weeks for work. Like, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Right now it's just like, fuck man, I gotta lock in, you know? I gotta actually clock in, you know? It's been also tune in. I mean, it's generally been going pretty good. Work's taking a bit of a break for the most part. I have a gig today for some good old Call of Duty. Welcome back, Renner. Oh yeah, hold on. WeChat. There we go. Hmm. Yesterday was pretty fun. I don't know how good it was. I kind of can't tell, but it was fun. Oh. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of guns that I don't feel like using right now here. I don't feel like using a lot of these funny little guns. Guys, the AK-102 is actually uh god damn, it's crazy. It's crazy that this gun has been broken. It's crazy that this gun's broken. I just do this instead. 7K, 4K. It's 11K for that actually, which is really good. Oh, were you not here for it, Renner? Uh so the AK-102, if you're using a red dot, an over-under scope, or a full iron sight build, not a front iron sight, but a full iron sight, the recoil is literally 1/3 of what it should be. So if you're going front iron only, or if you're going for a clicky scope, your recoil is massively higher than it normally should be. If you think that's weird, join the club. Because what the fuck? I'm glad you did the work, Metalust. I really appreciate that. Aw, man. I want the normal tip, though. Looks good to me. Fine, I'll use the SRDS. This gun's ridiculously good for lockdown because it's so easily strippable. Gotta get the stems. This is gonna be a big skip for me, dog. Alright. Water time. Be right back. Alright. Washington got tired of losing, so he used red ammo on Lockdown Airport yesterday. Low-key feels bad for the two guys I killed. When it comes to Lockdown, I don't think there's a huge difference between Tier 5 and Tier 6. I don't know. People use Tier 5 ammo and ARs in Lockdown all the time. Red ammo is the same dichotomy. Ads. What's up, Eclipse? Or I guess hello and then goodbye, Eclipse. I recently reduced ads down to as far as they will go, by the way, guys. I really appreciate that, Sophian. I really appreciate that. I feel like there's a lot of people that come by and they're just like, I just like chilling here, and I'm like, oh. Feels nice in the eyes, or in the, It feels nice when I'm worrying about, like, metrics and viewership and stuff, to have people come by that are just like, yay! I get to chill. Feels nice. Thank you. And now for a nice, relaxing armory raid. Wah! Moraine. I can hear someone. My optic's not the right color. It's supposed to be blue. Not this yellow bullshit. Run, run, run. Okay, well you can't just shoot an M4 and expect me not to want to come over there. I would like to hang out. Can we be friends? It's so quiet. Best budget gun, question mark. Is it a guy? What is the best budget gun? Right now, it's probably something that shoots A1s. It depends on what you mean by budget. How low is your budget? Are we prioritizing low cost or cost effectiveness? Because the best cost-effective gun right now is the H4. The H4 with A1s. And that'll be really good in basically anything besides Forbidden TV or Forbidden Airport. I appear to be in a little guy lobby. What the fuck is airport? What are you saying? There's a new map, Pinecone. Gentlemen. Oh my god. Can't go that way. I don't think that guy's on their team. Okay, so this is like a large group. Does Terminator walk on them? Probably not. Is it the M4 pushing? It is. It is the M4 pushing. It's Lockdown Solitude.
Awesome.
I don't think I can go this way. Did they knock the M4 guy? I think they did. I think he's selfing. There's my distraction. My involuntary teammate. You're not gonna push me? Solitude, I could have gotten in for free just now if I wanted to. But sometimes when you're playing Armory in general, to have fun, you need to just take the outside fight. Even if it's like, even if you're giving up the inside, sometimes it's the only way to actually fucking play the game. Are they moving? Oh my god. Fuck off with that shit. Okay. Gab spawning under me. Did they kill the M4 guy? I take gun requests sometimes, Cyan. I have a point request thing that you could use to be like, alright, the SEAL has to use this gun. And I also have a... What do you call it? And I'll also, like, if you suggest something interesting, then I'll just, like, look at it, you know? But yeah, Solitude, what happens here is what can happen a lot on Armory. If you like playing around here, there are a lot of fights. But if all you're doing is rushing the doors, taking the fight, like winning or dying, then going inside, Armory does get really fucking boring. Because, yeah, a lot of people, like, if they hear a big team, they're popping smokes all over the place near the doors. You'll never actually get in any fights because you're gonna big dick the rest of the lobby out of like You're gonna scare them away from fighting you, basically. That's actually one of the biggest things in Armory. You can kind of get away with it on Lockdown. But for Forbidden, the main thing to note for Forbidden, if you're playing a solo, is you don't have agency. You can only play reactively. You have to respond to what the rest of the lobby is doing. Did the M4 guy kill a lot of guys? Baked Sketty. Baked Sketty. And then I killed this guy. And that guy. Oh, this is... Baked Sketty went the fuck in there. He killed two, pushed in, then died? Wait, hold up. Who's this then? We're doing some Sherlock Holmesing. Some real sleuthing. Did Sketty kill you too? No, it's just a completely different guy. What am I looking at here? Gonna have my goods, mister. Fuck you. I was hopeful for a second. Oh, dog! Dog's acquired. Gonna pet that dog. That's a bot. I'm gonna pet that dog. What's up, Zero? I did. I was just saying that I want to do more to get the gamers in back in here. Okay. Look at that. You didn't believe me. You doubted, but I got the piss back. More dogs? My goodness. Okay, we gotta optimize the fuck out of this game. Because we got some dogs to level up. Level that dog. Gonna level that dog. Had to be sure. Did you do 33 off stream? What do you mean, Harvester? I did all of it on stream. You'd know if you were here. Mister. We're getting greedy with it. This is a pretty shit M4. It pisses me off in a lot of different ways. Oh, wait, we don't have to use it. Hell yeah, I have an H4 on me already. This is a short barrel. Because this is a short barrel, this is actually kind of worth, stripping and yoinking. Is this piss? It's piss. Get out of here. Okay. All that bit. Small audio upgrade. Love to see it. Actually, these will stack if I find the right ones. So yoink, yoink, yoink. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And we have no backup ammo. Good to know. That's all A1s. Breadcoon. Sketty being the solo... yeah. Dude, Sketty went all in. Say what you will about that man, but he fucking put his money where his mouth was. That is a was, however, unfortunately. Is full screen better than windowed full screen? I don't know. Oh, is full screen? Probably? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy, unfortunately. Is this a red tube? No. Wait, is it? No, I sure can't have a red tube. Dummy. Yeah, dummy. Okay, well that's getting yoinked, but what about the rest of all this garbage? Wow. I don't think there's a reason for me to not take this, actually. It's got one more slot. We're getting optimal. Ram stick, gotta take that. Very valuable nowadays. And a 926. So the 926 is just not getting nabbed, correct? Yeah, if we're going out double M4, then the 926 ain't making the cut. So sad. I just want to run for 2 seconds. Buh. I agree, Sierra. Truer words have never been spoken. And you know what? On that topic... And one more thing. How you doing today? You're broke? That's not good. End game, right? You wouldn't be broke in real life. That would be cringe. Brokies get out. Sorry, I'm channeling. I'm channeling people. Okay. Well, door's open. No commanders? Wait, there's a lot of headsets. Was the headset of choice here really COM 1? And then a ZO? I fucking hate this background hiss on the ZO. COM 1, nothing. Jesus Christ. And a frog eat away. I broke my fucking legs away. Alright. Let's with the inside. Let's find a red. One went in? Nope. I had control of the door, and then I went back and third-partied. I hit any hits that isn't the GS2. Me too. I used to be a big AN95 head. I used to, like, sometimes use commanders. But once you use the GS2s, especially if you're, like... Especially if you're playing Forbidden against really scary guys, right? Playing a lot of Northridge, playing a lot of Farm. You realize how important it is to just hear someone first. Like, getting confused and getting baited by GS2s is kind of like a skill issue that you can... You can fix that, right? Listen, it's the first game of the day. Give me a fucking break. Actually, no, that's fine. Please! When I use GS2s, I get headaches. Yeah, that's like the main reason why you don't use GS2s. If they're like uncomfortable or unpleasant in any way, that's like, you know, that's a pretty good reason to not use them. But if you can use them, you should use them. Where'd the RPK? Might be worth taking out. So then roughing get used to it. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I started doing. Game gets easier once you normalize your audio as well. Like, it's easy to say as a solo because I will never wear a blast helmet. Sometimes if you're playing in a team, it is correct to wear a blast helmet. Sometimes you're trolling if you're not. If your plan on the team is just to shove your face into... that's rare. If your plan is just shove your face into whatever fucking center mat POI exists... But if you do use headsets, then you should probably be using GS2s. They have the highest highs. Biggest problem with GS2s whenever I get flanked while fighting, very hard to determine the flanker's distance. But it'll tell you the flanker's there. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been wearing Commanders and I just don't hear shit. And, like, I'm getting crept up on by dudes wearing blast helmets, you know? That is really, like, it's really annoying when I'm wearing Commanders and I'm getting outflanked and outpositioned by a blast helmet. There's not much that is more annoying than that. They sound closer than they are? Yes. They definitely do. They definitely do, Ziwab. Like, you have to use a lot of context clues with GS2s to correctly use the audio information that they're giving you, right? I don't have any blue key cards, right? I don't. Like, it takes extra fucking brain power, because it isn't always gonna, like, give you audio that makes sense. But it will give you the most advanced warning possible. And when it comes to audio, that's super fucking important. Grainer's much more comfortable in a team? Absolutely. They absolutely are. GS2 is still at the highest highs. But Commanders are more comfortable. Yeah, I agree with what Solitude's saying over here. Probably not gonna work out. You like it anyway. If you get used to them, they're the best headset. If you're not used to them, then yeah, you're gonna get baited constantly. But once you do get used to them, they're just the best headset in the game. Did I open top left? I don't actually remember. Check the rich bonds, check the rich bonds, check the rich bonds. Kane? Ugh. What? What? I just want to run and be free. Is this gonna get used? Is that a second RPK? Yoink. It's probably not coming out, but we can try. A man can dream. I use GS2s and Commanders. I sell my Commanders now. I don't even use them anymore. T5 armor on the scav? I didn't even check it, Icy. I will go back and double check. There's a chance you're right, and if so, it might be better than the armor that I'm wearing. So a scav somewhere has tier 5 armor. That is tier 5 armor. Fuck. I don't know if this is coming out, because the IMTV is worth more, but this is fresh. That is rare. Interesting. I actually don't think that's coming out. Maybe it is, because this is going to repair down too much. I'll think about it. How many attachments do I have that I can slot into these excuse me, these RPKs anyway? I can only bring out one RPK, period. Because of the AEK. I got tons of little attachments here, little slots, little spaces. No room for real 2x2s, though. I have room for two 2x2s, which is going to be this guy plus something else, which is not particularly exciting. Yeah, so the RPKs just aren't coming out, period. We have tons of one slotters. 60-second piss even worth it? I think so. I think it's pretty decent value. It's definitely decent value when you consider that I have nothing to replace single stacks of piss with. Oh, of course, my ass. But of course. We do a little optimizing, indubitably. What's it even worth? Like 18. I think that this is the best I can do. Unfortunately. The only question is which one of these is more valuable. Like, my gut's telling me the Defender M4, but I feel like it's just the IMTV. Probably just about the same, whatever. Does armor material even matter? A little bit, Nang Meng. A little bit. I just pulled this up the other day. Oh, it's one of these guys. Where is it? Down the... It's getting sold, Solitude. The only thing I cared about in that instance was how much they were going to be worth after a repair. If I'm using tier 5, I'm just running a Defender M4. It's easy. Oh, did I get the dogs? Oh, they didn't. That sucks. Well, it's a bit of money, I guess. No, it's only 25k per. I got scammed, dude. I got fucking scammed. Fuck. I got so close to being able to level those things up. Here we are. This is what the armor do. The reason why you shouldn't care about your material is because all tier 5 except and only except the BT6 is either steel, ceramic, or composite, which is functionally identical at 15, 15, 20% armor damage. The way that you calculate this is you just take the number of the armor's HP and then you multiply it by 1.15 or 1.2. And that's the true HP number. You shouldn't worry about your armor's material. You should only worry about how much HP it has and what the penalties of it are, as well as its storage. Don't overthink it when it comes to armor. When Steel's coming out, we'll do it today for sure, Orky. I'll check it out, Cyan. Probably not gonna run it if it's a bit of a meme gun, but game's hard. Hard to win as a solo. 50k, which is actually very funny. So this is going to be 300k after repair. We definitely made the right decision. I wonder if we could have done better there. I just play Lockdown solo. I do a lot of Forbidden solo too. Khaled. I do plenty of Forbidden solo. I'm doing more this season, for better and for worse. Northridge? Northridge? High number is good, Nang Mang, but no good armor is Aramid. No good armor is the 60% number. All tier 5 and tier 6 are the 15 or the 20%. That's what I was saying there before. Is TV a map that you think would eventually master? No, never, never, never. It's too easy to rat and it's too hard to play solo, Orky. Joined the T1 lately. Crafted ammo, it's kind of cheap. I like it, Bo. If you're running, okay, so here's the thing. I play Lockdown all the time. Like, I'm the first guy that's gonna talk to you about like this is a fun gun. This is whatever interesting gun that it's in the game. But if you're running tier 4 ammo and we're talking about what is optimal, you should just run an H4 with like a cheap H4 with a long barrel with A1s. If we're talking about just like, you know, being as cost effective as possible. Why does M4 Tier 4 cost 700 but AK-74 is 2k per bullet? That's a good question. A lot of people have a negative opinion about A1 being like a very, very bad round. It's also very, very easy to get A1s in TV, in the new airport map. But the honest answer is that the devs control the market, and someone over there was just like, we're gonna set this we're gonna set this ammo to be very, very cheap, and that's what they did. I don't really think it makes a lot of sense, them doing that. I think it's way too cheap for what it is. Also, smoke it while you got it. What's better for a new player? I try a lot of Season 3 Forbidden, but I keep losing a lot of money, and I quit the game, but actually like the game. I can't play Forbidden. I mean, I think that you have the answer, Khaled. Just don't play Forbidden. Forbidden is full of people who are just like, giga sweaty, will always play the game with the intent of like not dying, Less about having fun, less about like trying new things. It's all about like, just winning, which is fine, but not necessarily always fun, and would be very hard. Play Lockdown. Play normals if you want even. Don't force yourself to play Forbidden because you feel like you have to. All that being said, by the way, Bo, I really enjoy the T1. I really enjoy the T1. I've been using it a lot, but it's like I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not super happy with it either. It's really annoying because the bones of the game are good, but I disagree with the philosophy, like the overworking philosophy. But having a good gun, feeling not something too meta, doing what everyone else is doing, totally fair. Run the T1 then. I'll be running it right next to you. I really, really like the T1. That's basically what I run instead of the TO3 nowadays. I very much agree that TV is ready. I don't get why super geared 4-mans just hold one area for 10 minutes and Forbidden. Orky, it's because that's how you win, right? Why would they run around taking risks if the rest of the game is, number one, going to kill themselves fighting each other, or number two, why would they risk attacking something when they'll have better odds if they are defending a place and getting pushed, right? Defender's advantage in this game, especially in TV, where you can put your back to a wall. Defender's advantage is real. They do it because it works, and it's boring as sin. That's why I don't like TV. Notice a lot of sweats in Lockdown Farm, I'm guessing for the events. I haven't noticed any Sierra. I would love to see those games, though. Whoever was asking about it, by the way, I didn't see crits last game. I don't know who was asking. I forgot because my brain is very small. I don't know what's in this thing. I don't know if this is M61 or M80s that's loaded into the chamber. I fear I'm going to be very disappointed when I try to headshot someone. Exactly, Orky. I'm here to run around and shoot people, right? I'm not here to camp a questing spot. Okay. We're probably clear from people coming this way. I will camp a rotation path, though. Okay, let's go. I hear no shots sewage. What do I do with this? Have you given the hardcore missions a go? I'm stuck on 4 armory kills. No, J-Doors. The hardcore missions seemed extremely unappealing to me. I'm doing them passively. But there was one that's just like, speedrun Valley. It's like, I don't want to fucking do that. Like, that just doesn't seem fun. And like, the reward is, I don't give a fuck about it. It's like what, it's like a profile portrait? For all the teammates that I don't have? I feel like that's not hotel. It is hotel. Do I just get active up there? I don't know. I fear that I won't have anything to do this game if I don't push it. I don't like going to a hotel with a fucking tier 4 gun on Forbidden, but here we are. Pretty good so far, grandson. Slightly concerned about, my kit choice this game, but what can you do? HK, or sorry, Mirage. Just besides the HK, what other A1 guns uses A1? What other gun uses A1 ammo the best? Probably the AUG, the F2000, and the M4 in that order. The MCX is really bad. I would not use the MCX. The range is way too bad, and the damage is way. It doesn't excel at anything. The only thing the MCX has is having low recoil, which is great when you pair it with a gun with range. But you're not. Or like the AMB. AMB is the new budget gun. For anybody who liked running the T95 and the TO3, because the ammo is cheap, the AMB should be the new gun that you're, like, using. That'll provide you with that. Beeping hard, hardly beeping. So U1, there's an H4. This is our third party to the left. That was... That was not M61. That was M80s. God fucking damn it. In what world am I winning that? Oh, Peanut raid. Hello, Peanut. There's no fucking world. I just need to have the M24 ready and just headshot people. I can't believe I killed a guy with the MPX like that. That was actually insane. Peanut, how was your stream? Did the knife run go well? The as well there makes me think no. One MDR run, maybe? I can do an MDR run. Maybe MDR on some lockdown armory? That sounds fun. The MDR is a gun I wanted to like so much, but it's just kind of dog shit. Tweaking smile. Hell yeah. Oh boy. A little bit of character to it, why not? Where's my cheap optic? Not much to do to fix this gun, it just kind of sucks. So let's not pretend it's going to do anything crazy. 100k though. 100k. Thank you for giving Peanut the shout out. I totally forgot to ask for that. I believe in myself. Fortunate tier for MPX Spain. I mean, I knew what I was getting into, right? I was going to a hotel. The one kill that I got was already a blessing. It was already a blessing. I wish the MDR was better too. I really, really wish the MDR was better. I wish the MDR was like the 5.56 AK-12. Where it just had like very little recoil, but like very good range. low rate of fire. That would be really nice, but it's not, so. Look at her pass rates and make an educational video about it. I don't know. That sounds kind of rude, Touchy. That sounds kind of rude. Enjoy your food, Peanut. By the way, guys, something we're thinking about doing today is doing a cute little, what do you call it? Tier list video today. At the very least, we're waiting for my hair to dry. I'm not sure if we're there yet. I don't need to look pretty, but I at least need to look not greasy. That is the baseline. I love how my phone is giving me fucking grok ads now. What firepower means to caliber? It loosely means how much damage the gun modifies your round by. Bullets have a base damage that the gun modifies to varying degrees, and then firepower will vaguely tell you how much it modifies it by. The beaver swish. Oh god. Zero, what the fuck am I looking? Why you just keep saying that? Also increase the chance of pen armor? Did not know that. Did not know that. I wonder if it's just like more damage. It's probably just more damage equals more armor pen chance. This guy looks based. I'm sad that he's dead. What fucking gun is this? Or what fucking ammo is in this? Is it dum-dum? 6.3? My Glock versus an AEK. Isn't U1 the only gun to have ultra high firepower? I think so, Mwajmu. Okay, so I've heard, like, what, an SKS, an AK-12, an AEK, and... Is that it? This is not gonna go well. Bush. This is suicide. Especially with the sniper on the hill. I'm gonna pull the switch, give myself better odds to fight this later. And probably just push them after killing the sniper. Wait, is right now the more damage armor is, the higher chance to pen. Fire makes it go up even more. We do not know if it means lost durability or if it counts percentage-wise. Either way, having more durability makes it less likely to get penned. Yes, this is all true. The one thing I'm not sure, like, I guess, like higher firepower does increase your pen chance, but does it increase your pen chance, like, more period? Or is your pen chance just higher because you deal more damage? I wouldn't be surprised if that was just the case. You know? Okay. We're spamming a 1911 at scavs. Nice. Well, they get damage anything to do with the pen itself. Hmm. Come back! Come back! Or not. Not dead. Ugh. Sadly, the devs are not open about a lot of these things. Yeah, it would be nice if, it'd be nice if they were. Got anything good in there, buddy? Am I gonna die doing this, buddy? I hope not, buddies. So, is this even loaded? Chamber's empty even. I thought that animation wouldn't play if you were empty, but I guess they changed that with Season 4. I guess I'll check for reds. Zero bullet sniper in lockdown is actually crazy work. Oh. Oh, bro was not fucking around. Gotcha. Yeah, whatever. When I walk in there and they blast me, I'll have the meds that they need to reset. I love how unwieldy that mag feels. Wait, it's not an M110? I love this MP5 build, by the way. Unironically. I think it actually makes a lot of sense in the context of, like, I just need a cheap gun. If I drop the bag, is that gonna get me where I need to go? Yeah. Anything good in here? Yeah, I can one-tap someone with this. Would I say to no bullet in safe box? I think that's a mistake. We don't need to copy Tarkov everything they do. Ammo is way too expensive, so, like, be losing it even more than we already are. If you make ammo like a third of its current price, I'd be fine with risking more of it every raid. But ammo is one of the only things that gives me a chance as a solo. Having to risk it more would be fucking ass. This is not going to work. I think they know. There's two here, one cross. Tiny mag plus the flank from the side. If that was a frag, that's actually really good. Pull mid? Nah. I just need to kill that guy. BS ammo. AK-12 BS is like one of the big standbys of lockdown. Well, the gun did its job while I was fighting the little guys. Less so versus the big men. Maybe a bit of farm for the 40 mag MDR. Oh yeah, of course, there's no downside. 30 mag MDR is just bad. It, just got me fucking killed, so there's that. Running a quick ad so we get rid of the pre-roll. See you guys in a sec. What am I running? Probably just more AEK, huh? Love me AEK. We'll probably do a few more games and get some tier listing going, by the way, gang. I'm forgetting something. The Nebby. And the ammo. No, the ammo just needs to go down there. What am I talking about? Let's go. Damn, you isn't that easy to strip? Thank God. Yeah, the base gun is like 400k. Thank the fucking Lord. What's placebo? Some people are getting brand new helmets and armors and locked in, I don't know how. Kill a ton of the 7070. Oh, the green blast helmet. I can see that working if they're not, or if they're bringing like an AEK or a very strippable gun without a bag. The green and black vest that is 70 out of 70. The green and black vest at 70 out of 70. Is there a green Defender M4? Commander MK goes in S tier. Unfortunately, it is not. One sec. I think we're in a bot lobby. Please die. Ooh. HLC? That's tier 5. Yep. It's also not 70 out of 70. It's the, 65 out of 65. I think they're running over here. That's real. Well, if you're not running over here, I'm gonna run over there. Okay, they're big. What up? Any more of you? I'm leaning no. And if there's not, I'm gonna go inside. There's one. You hear that? I think he's right here. Didn't get a hit though. Dude, I don't want to use my stuns, but I feel like there's a guy, like, right here. Dude, I'm just hearing shit. Non-stop. Fake gamer, ignore. Oh, dogs. I'm glad I checked. This could be a really good game. This is Lockdown Grandson. RST and Lockdown, welcome to Armory. More dogs. One more dog, right there. Only one dog? What do you mean there's only one dog? This isn't gonna sell either. Ah, you fucking bitch. Don't feel like sorting it all out. It's loot delivery time. Killed both of those guys, couldn't get either of their helmets. Actually, this is a mistake. I want the helmet so I can level up the dogs. We'll have to go back for that. Don't let me forget that. That's crazy, Bo. No! I didn't know he was there! I thought there was only the close guy! That sucks! Oh, that's so easy to win. If I just use my goddamn ears. Fuck. Wow, what can you do? Fuck. The finals! That's a fun game. Hope you have fun with your boys. Ah, that would have been a nice game to win. We had so many dogs. That would have been really nice. Let's go again, though. Let's go again. Buy a bunch of O3 so I can just keep doing this. I think the AEK honestly is my lockdown gun of choice because it is so easy to strip. It means I never need to worry about bringing my bag in. Like, it's always going to be there, you know? I never have to be like, oh, I have to go with the Chapman instead because of XYZ. Which is nice. Preset? No, yeah, it's preset. Hello, Colassa. If I can bring GS2s, I really should. I can. Alright. My degeneracy grows. Okay, Panda, thanks for the follow. Apologies if I said that already. We're a little scatterbrained here today. Did I forget my water? Ah, I did. I'll be right back. Little ad. Poseidon. What's your current experience with airport? Oh, forbidden loadout recommendations? Oh, it's U1. You bring a U1, or you bring an H4. Or red ammo. You can bring no armor if you want to be cheaper. You can, on the U1, you cannot use a tip. You cannot use a suppressor or like a tip if you want to cheap out there. You can keep a 40 rounder in your ass and then a 40 rounder in your gun. If you want to preserve your ammo as much as possible. But U1. Oh no, my ah. I just realized that I lost my hold on. I just realized that I lost my tier list template because I turned my computer off. Like airport to play lockdown, juicy boys, don't play forbidden because it's too difficult for a solo duo player. Yep. I mean, I did end the stream yesterday with 29 million raids. I'm just saying. On airport, as a solo, by the way. It is very hard though. Gamers left. That was really stupid. I wonder if that sniper was a teammate or not. That was really, really bad. That was really, really bad. Wipe airport like 1 out of 5? That is not true, grandson. I never wipe airport. Sometimes I'll get, sometimes I'll kill the guys on the outside of airport. How long does the green M4 skin last? So I know how much I need to play. Oh, how long does the grind last? I don't know, actually. Run it back. Run it back. Let's not feel like a fucking potato, eh? No potato, please, and thank you. Wish Valley had a forward mode? Yeah, it'd be nice. Okay, so where is this tier list? That's not it. Here. And then upload my own shit. T1, U1, AMB. Okay. I don't think this is missing anything. I need to like check it more though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 28, 42, 56, 7, 8, 9, 67, 64? Does 64 count? Is that legit? Is that correct? What might we be missing? Season 4 stuff. But we have the U1 and the AMB and stuff here. Good aims, thanks for the follow. Hello, Pino. How y'all doing? Think they will ever make the matchmaking fair in a way that you meet duos, trios, or squads compared to what you queue as? It would be nice, ProMade, I really, really would like some type of weight there. Alternatively, I would like the solos mode to turn into a duos mode that solos can queue into. I think I'd play that a lot. This is a fake gun. This is not in the game. I don't know what that is. So we have 63 here. Okay. I see hyena. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? That's kind of the problem, isn't it? Oh no, I don't have an optic. It didn't put it in there. Well, that's fine, now that I think about it. We're just... Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No, thank you. Oh. Well, I'm missing the entire back of the gun. What is that? It's not very good. Is it the Talia AK skin? Nah, it's the fish one. That's giving me play eye. Whee! Don't work like that, buddy. Nice little H4 taken down. Yeah, kill him. You see me using the scav as cover there? It's kind of funny. Like this naked AK meta we got going on here? Thank you. It was a complete accident, but I like it too, actually. Were you a little pissed? I don't even know if they're real. Let alone the type to have self-res. Dog. They just found this. It's just a loose FA multi that they found on the ground. I don't think I'm going out there to loot him. Like, on the off chance that that sniper is real, it's not really worth the risk. Oh, I should have kept that smoke. Dog. The dog might not be enough, but it'll be closer if I kill the guy out there. Ugh, that's awkward, isn't it? MVX build is wild. It's relatively reasonable. Fucking hell. Stuns are really good, guys. They're going to kill red ammo guns on mobile. I guess I'll be joining full-time PC soon. What do you mean they're killing red ammo guns on mobile? What does that mean? Could be a top load. It's almost certainly a top load. If it wasn't, I'd have a lot more than this. It's probably not even a 30-30. It's probably less than that. What am I doing? Goodbye, friend! We both have places to be. I'm sure nothing bad will happen by leaving the very, very fancy H4 Tier 5 ammo on the ground next to the extract. It'll stay there, it'll be a good gun. There will be no problems with this. Gasp. Is he not here? I need to know, actually. Wow, you can actually be hugging the far side of that staircase, and I can't see you unless I'm, like, basically trying to get on the staircase myself. That's interesting. Hi, new player here. Been plowing through some quests. How do you acquire the Edelweiss Talia skin, or is it not available anymore? You got 90 bucks to spend? So you go to the store, which I don't know how new you are. I think that you have to unlock the ability to access the store, if I'm not mistaken. But many skins, maybe, I think all of the character skins at the very least, not gun skins, all the character skins, you do need to spend money on them. I can show you the bundle later if you remind me. Do I go? I want to go. Level 7, currently haven't unlocked it yet? Yeah. Also, if you're new to the game, like, again, it is $70. I cannot recommend it with my full chest, or even part of my chest. I'm freaking out. From Tarkov to This Is Nice? Yeah. I'm definitely a Tarkov refugee. I only played it for a wipe and a half, so it's not like, you know, it wasn't like a huge part of my life, but fuck that game, man. Give.
The encrypted archive locator has been activated. The coordinates have been sent to your map.
I forgot that was happening. I'm gonna go kill you now. Is it a guy? I'm gonna go hide this gear in case someone follows me in. This will be good enough. Hopefully. Bring the H4 with, because why not? No 4 Defender Scav this time? No, that's one of the rarest things in the game. It actually runs well and doesn't look like brown sludge. Dude, that's actually the one big thing that I was surprised about, like, with Tarkov. I didn't really think it at the time. And I'm not the type of guy who cares a lot about visuals anyway. Oh, wow, he's gone. Is he gone, or did he just leave? He dropped it, right? Like, he picked it up and dropped it? Ooh, that kind of sucks. Hmm. Well, he's right there. Let's just fucking go do it. It's a small map. Here's the follows back. I think that's the guy we were looking for. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Hmm. Oh. T3 or Tier 4 plane harvester, yeah. Thank you for clumping, my friend. Oh. Oh no. Bonk. Yippee. Ah, they did stow it. Wait. Wait. Why was it invisible if it was in his inventory? I apparently just don't get the rules of this fucking thing. Was that a player? Oh yeah, that was a player.
Re-verifying the encrypted archive locator's signal. Coordinates have been sent to your map.
IDing players, or what is or isn't a player, is one of the things that you'll get better at with time. It only shows you twice, one scan when they grab it, another scan 15 seconds after. I really thought it was, like, more consistent than that. Well, whatever. It's not very often that you get to have a game like that, where you just chase down the guys who have the file. That's kind of cool. If you drop it. Okay. So it's only public if you drop it. So if it's not public, that means that it's still on their person. I'm surprised that the indicator disappears. It's not every 15 seconds, it's once. I'm so stupid, dude.
You found the encrypted archive. Now bring it out to receive your rewards.
Huh? Have you tried Delta Force? No, I have not. So that's the one, and it should be done now. What was he looting, though? I mean, he's just a poor boy. Still possible for the red penguin helmet and car? Nope. LTM. They got you FOMO'd. Yeah, no, apparently it doesn't work that way, Zvek. I thought it was, like, more consistent than that. How come the horse gets the spot with all the other reds, but the pumpkin doesn't? The pumpkins don't? Puddle? That is really stupid. Like in the storeroom, right? Little Force of Straight Buns. I hear that the extraction mode in that game isn't super healthy. I hear it's not the best place to be playing the video game right now. DVC 12? Should have asked that, my friend. Buttery and an expander. Nice. Nice. Interesting. I guess there's a world where the Spartan doesn't come out. World where I eat all these pills and have no adverse medical side effects. Smile. Buh. Buh. Tetrising hard when dumb. Goodbye, battery. Lockdown. Yeah. Like, Season 4, lately, like, there's been a couple of cheaters here and there, for sure. I haven't really seen any, but other people are complaining about it, so, you know, it is what it is. But as far as, like, the overall trend, ABI has been quite good about combating cheaters. Which is really all you can ask for. I don't remember if I looted the basement or not. I need to get this fucking keycard. There are still people alive out there. Wouldn't you believe it? Oh, now I'm telling people where it is because I dropped it. That's funny. Nothing will ever beat Tarkov cheater-wise. Nothing will ever beat that game. So much about Tarkov, like, the reason why I stopped playing is because my primary emotion playing the game became, this is a waste of fucking time. I spend 20 minutes doing Logi, I spend, like, however the fuck long playing with the market, trying to, like, just make a little bit of money. Which, that's fun if you're invested, but if you're not, like, it's just, like, pretty awful. I spent all this time doing fucking XYZ, yada yada yada. And then it turns out that, like... The expander should really go in there, huh? Yeah, okay. And it's like, you know, I spend like an hour, and then I'm going into my first raid, and then I die in 2 minutes to a cheater, and I have to wait for, like, 2 20-minute queues now, you know? Like, what's the fucking point? What is the fucking point? It'll make you care a lot, but not in the ways that you're supposed to. Not in the ways that are fun. Plus, the way they developed that game makes me feel like that they think of their audience as petulant children. It's like, oh, we made a fuck up. Like, oh, we gotta give them some toys then.
Re-verifying the encrypted archive locator signal. The coordinates have been sent to your map.
That's not making the cut. These are not making the cuts. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, this is pretty bad. Never mind, we can pick up some more stuff. Nice. Oh yeah, let's go. I think neither is fine too, Hypen. Oh. Generally, there's all armor and all, oh dude, I think I got the dogs. I think the dogs leveled up. All armor and all ammo in the game has tiers 1 through 6. Tiers 1 through 3 are basically worthless and you're almost never going to see it. Tier 4 and 5 are gold ammo, and Tier 6 is red ammo. Only some guns can use red ammo, but almost everything has access to at least Tier 4, and most good guns that are worth a damn have access to Tier 5 ammo. Why are there 3 items called 926? Good fucking question. Good fucking question. Show me bundle? What do you mean, show me the bundle? There's many. Yo, what's up, Master? How you doing? Another one? Oh, yeah, okay, so you go to military supply, you go to Twin Moons, and then you just buy coupons until you get one of the two. You click on one. They're drop. You're never gonna get them before spending the full amount of money, and the full amount of money is gonna be like $90 or $100. Um, you can't, you shouldn't, you really shouldn't. So it's not a gacha? I mean, it is, but it's a fake gacha. You're not gonna get the good pulls. All the dog shit is front loaded. That's all the cheap stuff, and all the good stuff's in the back. It's technically a gacha, but the odds are so low that it doesn't matter anyway. Nah, she's hot. You can say she's hot. She is. Why do you think I bought her? Alright. Let's do a couple more. There's been a diamond in this game, and I plan to stay that way. What's your ass look like then, Hyena? What does your case look like? Did you just get the 3x3 done like ASAP? Because I used to do that, and I couldn't keep it up. Straight up, I couldn't keep it up. Nebby. So you were 3 done last week? Well then, you're all good, man. I think you're ready to roll. Got that BBL. Nice. This skin is crazy strippable. If people actually were willing to use guns that, like, had recoil, then you could... We would see so many more tier 6s and shit, but because people don't consider the AAK as a valid option because it kicks too hard, it's just never used. Is it still worth Jason 3 or 3? I'm on mission 13 or something? I think so. I've heard no word of Season 5, so I think that you definitely want to keep working towards it. Like, you're really early on, it's going to take a while, but it's going to be even longer till Season 5. So especially if you're not using Premium, but also just in general, I would say you should probably do it. Is there a labs equivalent of this? Yes, TV station. Well, on all forbidden maps, you have, like, well, on all maps you have buy-ins besides normal, but they're extremely small buy-ins. There's no equivalent as far as, like, you're risking a lot to even get access to it. But there is, like, a forbidden high difficulty mode where people will bring in better gear and they'll pay to get in. Naked AEK? We accidentally did that last raid, Seiko, but now we're just stripping. I'm just being, I'm just using game mechanics as intended. Not bad, Seiko. Had a couple of decent ones. There is one big raid that I flubbed, and I'm sad about it. I'm very, very sad that I flubbed it. But generally speaking, raids have been pretty good. Dark and Darker. That was fun before I realized that I was not good. It was just that my gear was insane. When I was like a ranger, like 2 or 3 shotting everyone with like my good gear, I was like, wow, this is great. And then I lost that gear, and I was like, it's fine. I'll just start playing. I'll just keep playing it and then I just like my 2 or 3 shots became 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. Like none of my skills were working. It was just like, oh, it wasn't me that was good. It was just my numbers, and then I became very depressed and stopped playing the game. Numbers mattered too much in that game. And they arguably matter too much in this game as well. Hello? Hello? Tank door, eh? Okay. AEK, big boy. Yeah, scavs don't do maybe as much as they should. Okay, AEK P90, that's an insane push. Damn it. Damn it. There's a lunatic for a second. I think the P90 is holding. That's an SJ. I'm a scav. 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 Fuck it. No! I knew that wasn't gonna work. Good for them. Alright. Is it time, gang? I think it might be time for a tier list. Hello, veteran. AP hurts. Alright. Let's check my deek. And then let's get the tier list going, man. On the shelf. That's a funny way to word it. Alright, I'm not going to be able to run any music for this, by the way. But, if you want to bring your music, then bring your own, you know? Okay. We are now recording in 3, 2, 1. We are recording. Wow, we are recording. I can just edit this out, so it's fine. How we doing, guys? Okay, we're going to do the Season 4 tier list today. How should I start the video? How should I start the video? I'm probably just gonna record something in post. I don't really feel like it. But I feel like the feeling we have like 20 F tier guns. Well, I think that I'm not gonna go super into detail on the bottom tier shit unless I feel like it's like a weird choice. Mini Mosin is Chef's Kiss. Mini Mosin's really bad, Peanut. I'm sorry. It's cute, and I have one named Penelope, but it is bad. Penelope is not a good gun. Penelope is a vibes gun. All right, how am I defining each tier? That's a good question. This also isn't correct. So this is going to be S plus, S, A, B, C, and yeah, C and F are just going to be, we're just going to go from C to F. So let's see. So we're going to have a bunch of different tier lists here. I think that the basic idea is that S plus and S are stuff that you can comfortably run in basically any competitive forbidden lobby. So that means TV station, that means armory, that means airport. You're going to be able to comfortably run anything in these two tiers. A tier is stuff that you can comfortably run in like the less competitive forbidden lobbies like Northridge, like Farm, as well as it'll probably carry your lockdown lobbies even with tier 4 ammo. B tier stuff is stuff that like is going to be really, really hard to make work in Forbidden. You're going to need tier 5 ammo, but should still be fine for lockdown, especially if you're running tier 5 ammo there as well. C tier stuff is stuff that will, if you're running it in Forbidden, you're trolling. And if you're running it in lockdown, you're making the game you're making it harder. You're making the game harder than it should be, but it should be okay. And then F tier is never use it. There's no point. It's just dog water. I'm trying not to curse so much. So yeah, I think that I do want to get the S plus and the S stuff tier out of the way first, because I think that is the big question that a lot of people who, if you haven't played a ton of Season 4, or if you're trying to get into Forbidden, that's the kind of what you want to know. And I did end up editing this category just for one gun. It is the new U191. This is the best gun in the game right now. It's not super close either. There's a couple of guns that can kind of compete with it, but like this gun's got no recoil, it's got a ton of damage, it's got a ton of range as well. And when it comes to specifically airport, but also any forbidden map where you really care about ranges, like airport comes to mind, obviously. Armory as well really comes to mind there. You are not going to be missing shots because of recoil, and you're also going to be putting all of your shots on the same body part. So like when you spray someone, you're not really going to be hitting, like, wiggling around between the arms and the head and the chest. All of your shots are probably either, going into the head or going into the chest. This is honestly one of the first guns that we have that really, truly, honestly, like, rewards you for headshots. It's just kind of a shame that the way we got it was by it being in a tier on its own. But yeah, if you're going into airport, this is going to be the gun to run. When it comes to really, really, really strong guns, versatility and DPS are the two things that define these categories. That, like, you need both of it. If you only have one or the other, then you're not going to be in S plus, or honestly not even S tier. But if you have at least one of those two things, you're going to be pretty high up, and you have both of those things, you're going to be at the S plus tier. So this is the only gun in S plus tier. This is the best gun in the game. It's not close. So S tier, there's going to be two guns here. And the first one is going to be, and this is to no one's surprise, it is going to be, oh my god, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I'm blind. It is going to be the H4, but where is it? Here we are. It's going to be the H4. Season 4 saw this gun get a 40 RPM nerf. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's crazy, right? Not really. It didn't really impact the gun in any meaningful way. It is still basically as strong as it was before. The big thing that the H4 doesn't have, the U1 does, is it's not quite as good at those long-range sprays and about actually putting people down with those long-range sprays. It's still a beast in CQC, and it is also still one of the most versatile ARs in the game, especially in the 5.56 category, but it is not as versatile as the U1. It has a little bit more recoil. It has a little bit less damage, actually quite a bit less damage per shot, honestly. Um, Still, though, if you're a fan of the H4 from previous seasons, then you are going to have a good time with this gun, but you're going to be getting killed by other things that aren't H4s on occasion. Just look for close range fights against U1s, basically. There's only going to be one more gun in the S tier category. There's obviously tons of tubes that fire red ammo, but many of those tubes have downsides, such as lower range, lower ergo, lower rate of fire. But there's only one of them that actually gives you basically all of those things with very little downside, and that is the M110. You will get lobbies full on armory games where people are only running the M110. You just put a couple of shots of red ammo in the magazine, you put the rest of it in your ass, you just put whatever attachments or like the bare bones armor that you need to get into the mode, and all of a sudden you're just like giving yourself a really, really good chance to kill dudes that are worth like 2 million each when you're committing much, much less than that. On top of that, the spammability and rate of fire of this gun is really, really strong, while also providing you an 80-meter effective one-tap range. Now, that's not quite as high as some other options like bolt actions and stuff, but the cost effectiveness, as well as this being the most versatile gun that can one-tap people, definitely, for me, puts this in the S tier category. Now, there are some other DMRs that we'll be getting into later that, some of, like the SVD can use tier 7 ammo, there's bolt actions and stuff, but again, in my opinion, the things that define S plus and S tier are a mixture of damage, so, how lethal is it, as well as versatility. And of all of the single shot guns, there's only one that can actually say it is versatile, and it is the M110. The rest all have some type of downside. This gun's only downside is its range of 80 or 86 meters if you're using the long barrel or not. You're occasionally going to be getting gooshies on people after shooting them in the head that they're not dying. That's going to be because you're too far away, but this is a gun that you're comfortable pushing with. It's a gun that you're comfortable sniping with. It's just really, really hard to put this gun anywhere other than the S tier. And that's it. That's S plus and S tier. Everything else is going to be A and below. And honestly, this is where the categories get kind of interesting. So rather than going from A, B, C, F, we're just kind of be going down the list here because there's a lot of guns, like 60 guns to go through. When it comes to C and F, I'm going to keep the explanation short. But when it comes to A and B, I'm going to talk a lot about the strengths of each gun. So, Ace. C tier gun. It's basically one of the better low rate of fire, like 7.6239 guns. I tried using it recently, and it does have less recoil than I thought. It's a decent gun to run, especially if you're going like APs into lockdown, or even BPs if you're getting the drop on someone. But the problem with a lot of these low rate of fire guns is basically, if you are shooting someone who is shooting back at you, you're going to lose most of the time. That's just kind of what it comes down to. You get the drop on someone, like the gun does decent damage, it has lower recoil than expected, it's a decent option for 1x or 2x's, so, a little bit of range, but it just doesn't really excel at anything besides being extremely cheap. It's like 60 or 70k on base, but I think that what a lot of mistakes that people make in the game is they get really, really hung up on the cost of the gun without considering that most of the expense that you're putting into a raid is not the gun, but the ammo. Next, AEK. This is one of the guns that I thought was going to be a little bit better going into Season 4. It got a couple of buffs, it got some attachments, but it is still only A tier. Again, when it comes to S and S+, we're looking at lethality and versatility. This gun is very lethal when you're using it within its effective range. It kicks harder than a lot of other guns with a high rate of fire, high damage per shot, and high damage, just high DPS in general. Makes this a very, very solid option. It also has had some recoil buffs, but it's not as stable. It's not as stable as the H4. It's not as stable as the U1. It just doesn't quite bring to the table what a primary AR can provide in the H4 and in the U1. This is a really, really good gun to pair with a bolt action secondary, but on its own, it definitely has some mid-range, long-range drawbacks. See a couple of you guys in the chat saying SVD should be S+. No, the SVD is not versatile. The SVD is a very, very decent, like, long-range sniping gun. Put some T7 ammo in there. You can kill people from literally anywhere in the map. But ABI map design does not really let you do that. There's very, very few times, especially like on airport, on armory, on TV, where you're going to be shooting at people more than 100 meters away. And there's guns that can function at those ranges that you can do that without tier 7 ammo. SVD as well. Like, yeah, it's you can two shot to the chest, one shot to the head. That means that you can use it at close range, but at those ranges, the M110 will also be just as lethal with a higher fire rate and with less recoil. It's good. The SVD is good, but it's not as good as the M110. It's not versatile enough. AK-102. Before yesterday, I would have put this gun in F tier. However, there is a bug with the AK-102. If you use iron sights, so not front iron, but full iron sights, if you use irons, a red dot, or an over-under scope, for some reason, this gun has 1/3 the recoil than what it should have. If you're doing front iron only gaming, or if you're using a clicky scope that's a 1.4, that's a 2.7, any variable optic that is not an over-under scope, for some reason, this gun has triple the recoil. So this is a C rating based on the reduced recoil. It is surprisingly stable like that. It is very similar to the AK-12 in that you can put a lot of shots in the same spot. It is also a really, really good recipient of M995 because the 600 RPM means that you're not going through that ammo very quickly. You're going to be using it very efficiently. But honestly, 600 RPM is 600 RPM. It's really, really hard to get past that. And just like a lot of other like low RPM options on the list, if someone is shooting back at you, this gun becomes a lot harder to get kills with. Decent in lockdown, especially if you're loading 995. It is going to be a very cheap gun, but I can't recommend it with my full chest. It's a cute gun to run if you're feeling spicy, honestly. But that's all it is. AK-74, F tier, bad range, bad damage, bad rate of fire. It doesn't do anything correctly. AKM, same. Doesn't do anything right. The Ace is better and cheaper for the most part. AKM and ZC are better and cheaper for the most part. AK-74, same problem with the other AK-74 as well. They're both bad. I really, really wish that some of these guns had more upsides. Like this gun, I wish I had like more ergo. I wish it was an SMG so you could move around quickly in ADS, but there's no reason to run it. AM-94. I don't know whether I should put this gun in B tier or C tier. I don't really ever see it. I think it's like a high C, low B gun. A94's Hyperburst is really, really nice. Whenever you click the trigger, you'll get 2 shots that are kind of going in the same spot, but you cannot actually reduce the gun's recoil enough where the 2 shots go in the exact same spot. Regardless of how much money you put into the recoil control. And this gun will let you put like 400 or 500k into it if you want, which you don't really want to do that. So what ends up happening is that this gun becomes a really good recipient of, being like a 1x or a 2x gun, and then trying to be like a head clicker at close to medium range with tier 4 or even tier 5 ammo. This gun is really, really good against tier 4 or tier 5 guys, especially in lockdown, and doubly especially if you're bringing your own tier 5 ammo into it, but it struggles heavily versus tier 6 men. And the way that you're supposed to use it, in which you basically put it on full auto, mash left click to get as many hyperbursts as you can, that's not very good at long range. And if you're not doing that, it's like 600 or 650 RPM that you're getting is just worse than the AK-12, unfortunately. You pair that with it being relatively expensive, as well as having expensive ammo, and there's not a lot that makes this gun very exciting, in my opinion. Next, AR-57. B tier. Oh, hello guys, how's it going? We're doing a tier list right now. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be trying to get to this relatively quickly for the Season 4 tier list. Going to be talking a lot about where I think different guns are in the game and how you can use them really quick. AK and ABI is literally the worst, but IRL it's a very versatile gun. Only say IRL because ABI is definitely somewhat grounded in reality. They're not fully realistic. Yeah, that's definitely the vibe, Toodle. Where like they want to make the guns like have a lot of characteristics of their IRL selves, while also like balancing them with the game. I wish that they did a little more balancing, though. I wish that there was a little bit... Like, if the gap for how big the differences are for the guns in this game is this big, I wish the gap was this big. I wish that the top end was a little bit worse. I wish the bottom end was a little bit better. AUG. So, this is going to be an A-tier option, but not because it's, like, one of the best guns. In efficacy, it is pretty similar to the M4. It does a little bit more damage, it has a little bit less range, it has a little bit more recoil, but the really, really nice thing about the AUG is that number one, A1 rounds are really cheap right now, so it's very easy to run this gun in your lockdown lobbies, especially if you do the Randall trade. It's you can literally get this gun for 120k, and it is going to outperform almost any other like A or B or C tier gun that you find, even with A1s in it. It just does a lot of damage per shot for the cost. The one downside this has is, again, its range is quite poor, so you really, really want to close the gap with it. It's also it only has two mag options. Um, the 30 rounders and the 42 rounders. And the 42 rounders are currently 90k. The gun stops being budget once you use more than a single 42 rounder, even especially if you use two. I only run it with 30s now, but it's a really, really easy gun to just run into lockdown or into your more chill forbidden lobbies. Load with the 9.5, load with A1s. It'll do a really good job if you're within effective range. T1, where is it? I'll give you a little bit of T1. It's at the end of the list. Let's actually do all the Season 4 guns next year. T1. I was going to put this lower, but I think the T1 is basically A tier. So here's the thing with the T1, is that the T1 is basically to the U1 what a short barrel H4 is to the long barrel H4. You know, the T1 has the T1 is basically a shorter barrel version of the U1, so it has more recoil, it has less range, it has less damage, but it has more ergo and better hip fire. Now, of all of the stats that I mentioned, damage and recoil are a lot more important than almost anything. And the lower damage definitely reduces the lethality that a lot of people are looking for when they're using the U1. This gun is about half the cost. Like a U1 is going to be 600k minimum. My T1 builds end up being 300k. So I think this is like a decent gun in that regard. But again, like we're talking about like expenses, like it's 300k for the gun. It's the ammo is gonna be really expensive because the U1 is very meta. This is a gun that I like to run like for fun in lockdown, but as far as actual cost effectiveness, there are going to be better options. It's very, very nice though. It'll put people down if you run it in your lockdown lobbies. And Forbidden, it is just a nerfed U1 though. So keep that in mind. BM59, F tier, no reason to run it. It lacks. You can't one tap tier 6 with M61. I don't know what the rules are for like M80s versus tier 4, M62 versus tier 5, but there's no reason to run it. You should never ever build this gun out. Run cheap on 110 instead, or like an M24. It's just dog shit. AMB is pretty hard stuck mid tier. So when Season 4 came out, 5.8, which used to be the budget caliber, quickly became one of the most, if not the most expensive ammo in the game. For good reason. The best gun in the game uses 5.8. So the T95 and the TO3, which went from being these budget options, quickly became pretty unusable because the cost of their ammo was not worth the cost of running the gun. The AMB is taking those two guns' place. 939, which is what this gun runs, you know, I think it's like a subsonic suppressed ammo type, is pretty cheap. You can get tier 4 for 1,000 per round. You can get tier 5 for 5,000 per round. It's pretty good. It's a pretty solid AR in general. Effective range is a little bit low, but the recoil just is pretty reasonable. The range is pretty reasonable for what you're getting. And the gun itself is only going to be like 200k, even pretty well built out. Although the mags are quite expensive, unfortunately. There is one thing about this gun that I really, really like, and I wish every gun in the game behaved like this, where the recoil just never balances out. It keeps going up. Every other gun in the game, like, you know, there's a jump of recoil at the beginning, and then it evens out into horizontal recoil. But the AMB doesn't do that. And so because of that, like, I really like running it. It's just like it's just like a solid fun gun, or a solid, like, you know, cheap budget ammo type gun. Also, I don't think I actually talked about the AR-57. I think I got distracted there. AR-57, hard stuck B tier gun. This is one of the guns where you're really, really prioritizing budget. You can get the AR-57, I think it's through a Randall Contact trade, but it could be someone else. But you can get one for like 70k. It's really, really cheap. It's very, very nice, actually. But the problem is that this gun doesn't really excel at much. You know, at beyond effective range, you're going to be struggling. Within effective range, you're going to be, like, the gun has ergo problems, so you're going to be struggling to put your gun up in time. But if you can find yourself when you're ADS'd with a dude on your screen and you pull the trigger and he's within effective range, you're going to deal some good damage. It just is not quite versatile enough to be like a really truly good AR, but 850 RPM, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Tier 3 ammo kind of cheap, Tier 5 ammo kind of cheap as well, so something to think about there. Let's see, bunch of dog shit pistols. Let's just kind of get a lot of these out of the way really quick. Bunch of dog shit pistols that we don't even want to talk about. Deagle, probably a C tier pistol overall. You can definitely do pistol runs with this thing on normals. It's a decent sidearm for scav killing. It's one of the cheapest sidearms for scav killing when it comes down to it. But especially as if you bring in a sidearm for scav killing, you're probably a sniper, or you're bringing in like a really, really good ammo. But you might be a sniper, and if you're a sniper, you probably don't want people to know where you are. Well, you can't suppress a deagle. You can't suppress a deagle, and even if you're saving money by killing scavs with your tier 3 or your tier 4 ammo, which is admittedly very cheap for the deagle, you might be losing money because you're giving away your position and letting people know where you are. I like to bring this as a scav killer whenever I'm bringing like a humongous gun that I don't want to spend the ammo for. But like honestly, the more that I play, the more I realize that kind of like bringing like a scav killing gun, unless I'm literally only bringing red ammo, is kind of not worth it. You're maybe killing like 5 or 6 scavs per game. And a lot of those, you can often deal with melee anyway. So I just kind of don't see a lot of value in bringing a scav killing sidearm, unfortunately. F2000. I think this is one of the best B tier options that we have right now, actually. The primary reason for this is because this is a very affordable A1 bullet hose. It's, again, A1, extremely cheap right now at 900 per round. It is the cheapest tier 4 round by far. And if you're within effective range, this gun will slay people. And it doesn't have some of the AR-57's problems as well, in which it has fast ergo while having a similar effective range. However, it does have another AR-57 problem, though, where if you're beyond effective range, this gun sucks. You're dealing very little damage per shot beyond effective range, and the recoil this gun has, in which there is a big jump at the beginning, which then balances out, means that a lot of the time, the beginning of your spray, especially at mid to long range, is kind of just whiffing. You don't feel it a lot at close range, but you feel a lot of this gun's lack of versatility at medium and definitely long range. Still, great bullet hose. It's basically an AR pretending to be an SMG, and those are, not bad. B tier. Foul. C tier gun. There's a cool skin for it, but it did get a pretty significant recoil buff. It's still one of the hardest kicking guns in the game. It's not particularly close. There's just not a lot of reason to run it. Like the tier 4 is cheap, but A1 is even cheaper, so you should probably run one of those instead. If you're tapping with it, you're not getting many kills. If you're spraying with it, you're losing a lot of your range. It doesn't excel at anything that other guns in the caliber, or even just other guns in the category, in the AR category, don't do a lot better. Glock 18. This is a bullet hose. There's not a huge use for it. Like it has like no range. You can do like some bullet hose like leg meta stuff with this. It's a cute gun, but it doesn't really have a niche in the game. Like it's better than a lot of other pistols, I guess. But if you're trying to go for like a sidearm that is like you have your sniper primary and you have like some kind of secondary, you should probably just bring like a cheap MP5 or a cheap Vector instead of bringing a sidearm, instead of bringing a pistol. If you're using that for the intent of PvP. So yeah, G18 also C tier, decent suppressed pistol for scav killing, but again, scav killing is not very important, very bad in PvP, but it feels nice, has good gun feel. Golden Deagle, once again, C tier. Scav killing isn't very strong. PvP with this gun is not very good either. Bring a rifle. Bring a cheap rifle. M16. I'm not sure where the M16 goes. I kind of want to put it in low B tier, but I don't know if it's better than the AN94. This gun has really good effective range when you're using it with a long barrel. I think it's like 70 or 80 meters, which is frankly ridiculous. If you're bringing this gun with 995 into lockdown as well, you're one tapping tier 4 helmets, you're two tapping tier 5 helmets. This is actually one of the most lethal DMRs that you're going to find in lockdown. It's very, very good at killing tiny guys, kind of like the A94. You'll also use less ammo than the A94 because you're probably using this gun on single shot most of the time. It's very, very good at spamming on single shot if you have a decent build for it as well. All that being said, to get like a decent recoil, you're probably spending like 200, 250k on this thing. It's not super appealing. But, you know, it's got some versatility. You can put in burst fire for CQC. You can just tap quickly. It has a lot of range. This is like a really, really good counter sniping gun, for example. So, like, I will occasionally bring this into Forbidden Farm because Farm, one of the most iconic sniper-heavy maps, will have a lot of, like, snipers with tier 4, tier 5 armor, or even less. This gun is really good at killing those guys. So, something to think about. 1911. This is going to look a little weird. I want to put this in C tier, but I think that it is actually like one of the better budget sidearms for killing scabs. It's one of the most reliable suppressed scav killing pistols that doesn't cost you like 50k. The ammo is really cheap. The gun is really cheap to suppress. You put a little red dot on it and you're good. Like, if you care a lot about suppressed scav killing, this is the best budget option for that. I would run this over any other pistol if I cared about that. M24. This gun recently got a nerf. It had a 7 ergo nerf, which you don't feel it too much. The ergo nerf does mean that the gun kind of wants to be built out more. So it's inspiring you to, you know, use some of the new stocks, put a good pistol grip on it, and get the ergo back from that way, rather than it just being like really, really good out of the box, like how it used to be. I think that I'm gonna put this in A tier because it is just like the best long range sidearm in the game. It's probably the best secondary in the game. It's relatively cheap for what it is, 120k, including the scope. You can ship the scope off, and you know, get a third of your value back. It has really, really good ergo even after the nerf. A lot of these incremental nerfs that are happening, you know, in Season 4 and in the middle of it just kind of aren't really affecting the meta in any reasonable way. And even as a primary, you know, it's got some relatively high fire rates. And honestly, if I'm like in CQC and I have like a tier, like an MPX or something, like something with tier 4 ammo, and I have this gun on my back and I'm fighting tier 6 guys, this is gonna be a better gun in CQC than a tier 4 auto gun. At least as long as I have red ammo in it. I think that this is the best bolt action in the game. I think. Grease gun, F tier, no need to worry about it. M4. It's better than M16, I guess. M4 is one of those guns, like, you know, it's a 5.56 gun. We talked about it before. 5.56 is really, really cheap right now. I also have an M4 build that is like 120k-ish, where you just use a lot of the M16 parts, and it'll kind of get the job done as like a very, very budget gun. But a lot of the decent M16 builds, like for example the ones that use the long barrel and actually really care about your recoil control, a lot of those parts got a lot more expensive in Season 4 for some reason. And once you start getting closer to that 300k mark, it's like, all right, well, do you want to spend 300k on like, it's a decent M4, or do you want to spend like 350 or 400k on an H4? It's a decent gun. It'll get the job done. But like the low tier ones have a bit of competition in the cost, and the high tier M4s you just simply shouldn't run rather than an H4. You just really shouldn't use this gun right now unless you're like a huge M4 fan. There's gonna be cheaper options. M870, F tier. Pump action shotguns are really bad in this game. Most shotguns are pretty bad in general. M96, also dog shit. M96 would actually be decent if we had like a single shot variant of it. I kind of wish that we did. But no, it's locked at 3-round burst, 400 RPM. It's just bad. M9, same problems as the G17. 9mm, Tier 3 and Tier 4 have problems killing scavs in one shot. The M1911 is a bit better at it, but no, it's just like it's decent as a suppressed scav killer, nothing else, and there are better options to be a suppressed scav killer. Mac 10, this was a little higher last season, but I don't think there's any real reason to run it. It's locked at Tier 3 ammo, even in lockdown or in normals. There are going to be better ways to use this caliber on similarly cheap guns like the Vector 45. MDR, C tier, it's just like a cheap 5.56 gun. It's 100k for a relatively cheap, relatively decent MDR, but again, if the goal is running a cheap, cost-effective 5.56 gun, there are really, really good options in that category in the AUG, in the F2000, and if you care a little bit less of a budget, even in the H4. So why would you run a really, really cheap gun when there's guns that are a little more expensive that are a lot better? I don't really like it very much. I don't value it very high. Mini, very, very bad. Theoretically, the Mini and the M16 do similar things, but the Mini just has a locked fire rate and does not have any one-tap ability, and it even has less range than a long barrel M16. So definitely worse than an M16, just not very good overall. Okay, so now here is going to be a very interesting gun in the MK14. The MK14 is a gun that has basically not seen much use at all since it released. It scared the crap out of people when it came out. Everyone was worried that it was just going to be like this no recoil red ammo cannon. And basically no one runs it. I'm like the only guy that I know, like me and Shammy are like the only guys that I know that will consistently run this gun. And the reason for that is, number one is the recoil, which is a little bit uncomfortable. Season 4 did see the recoil for this gun buffed, I think, twice. So it's more stable than ever. But the Tier 5 ammo is 16 or 18,000 per round. You're spending 10,000 more per round on a full auto gun compared to any other Tier 5 option. It also has more recoil, so you're missing more shots. There's Tier 6 ammo, which is how I'm going to run this if I'm playing it in Forbidden, but it only truly excels in those types of games as a close-range boomstick. You'll kill a guy in like 2 or 3 shots, but again, the S plus and the S tier guns are so freaking good that you're already killing people at basically any range almost instantly. DPS needs to be there needs to be more than just DPS that these guns are getting. It needs to be versatile. You can tap with this gun, but once you're using tier 5 and tier 6 ammo, you're not getting one taps. It's a DMR, it's a marksman rifle rather, but M62 doesn't one tap tier 5, M61 doesn't one tap tier 6, so either you have to tap quickly or you have to spray at people at medium range and hope your shots are hitting. That is really hard to do with this gun. And again, spraying it is really, really expensive as well. Why would you spend, 25k, 16k per round on a full auto gun that's really, really hard to use, that's hard to commit ammo for, when there's U1s and H4s, guns that are lasers that have almost no recoil, that are often more lethal because their spray ranges are better. I love this gun, but the downsides make it kind of hard to put it anywhere below A tier, even if it is one of the best, if not the best, full auto red ammo spray gun in the game. The downsides are too heavy. What I will say about this gun, though, M80s in lockdown, this is a good option, because M80s will one-tap tier 4. There's just M62 doesn't one-tap tier 5, M61 doesn't one-tap tier 6. All right. By the way, I miss it, Pietro. Thank you for gifting Gaz a sub. It's really, really nice. And Pietro as well. Thank you for resubbing. Really, really appreciate it. Pietro. Thank you. And Justin, thank you for the follow as well. We're going to be doing a lot of yapping. I don't want to lose my voice over this. I think I did last time when I did this. Mosin. So it's kind of hard to value the Mosin properly. The closest gun to this is the M24. In Season 4, we saw the new good stock gets its ergo heavily nerfed. So at least as far as ergo and as well as range, actually, this gun is worse than the M24. So versatility already going down. It does have access to tier 7 ammo. So that'll let you get one taps beyond the gun's effective range. So in that regard, rather than it being like, maybe a sidearm gun, excuse me, this gun will excel at just being long range, like cheap sniper kind of gun. But I think the M24 is basically better in every way that matters while costing less as well. S&B is a little bit cheaper though, so like if you're just trying to like ease your way into random sniping, like the Mosin's a decent option. It's a relatively cheap option, but I think it is just kind of worse than the M24 in every way. But it's it's a red ammo that can one tap people, so it's still going to be pretty good. Let's see, really bad pump action shotgun, really bad SMG. Apparently the MP40 can like put scopes on it now, but that's not what the gun's problem is. MP5, I'm gonna put this in C tier. I think the MP5 is pretty decent for what it is. It's really cheap. You can make like 20k bills that you can still kill people with if you get the drop on them. I think it's one of the better options as like a sniper sidearm gun for killing scavs and for using as a close range alternative for killing players in normal and lockdown. But 750 RPM with really bad range, it just lacks a lot of versatility. And again, like a lot of your expense in this game is not going to come from your gun. It is rather going to come from your ammo. So if it's between spending 20 or 30k on a really cheap and mid SMG or spending like 100k on a pretty dang good alternative option, you should probably spend 100k on the slightly better gun if you're going to put the same ammo in it anyway. MP9, this is really bad. MP9's really bad. It has really high recoil per shot. It has like 11-meter effective range. It's really expensive to build. The MP9's weird claim to fame is that it's like an SMG that goes in your pistol slot. You can also put ACOG scopes on it, which is really funny. But why? Well, why would you, right? Like, it just doesn't really do a lot for you. It's really bad. It's really expensive, too, for what it is. You should basically never run it. Yeah, the judge. The judge is F tier Middle West. I'm sorry. MPF, it's a worse MP5 with worse ammo access. It's really bad. MPX. So it's really hard to rate 9mm effectively right now. 9mm's cheaper than it's ever been, but it does have access to tier 5. I think this is a pretty decent B tier gun. It pairs really well with bolt action snipers. Either like, MPX primary with a sniper secondary or sniper primary with a really cheap MPX as a secondary. I think that it excels in both regards. Like, I like running like this gun with a bolty on Northridge, for example. Get the drop on people, spray them down, decent close range, good damage per shot. It's kind of like doing some AR roleplay there for sure. But you can build some pretty good, pretty cheap MPXs. So, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Reds are generally stuff that you should sell, Goran, unless you're trying to collect them. B90. So when Season 4 popped, I thought we were going to have a 5-gun meta between the U1, the H4, the AEK, the P90, and the MK. But again, so the S Plus and the S tier guns, they're very versatile, and they will kill people instantly. The P90, if you're close, will kill you instantly, but it lacks versatility. It only has got 50-round mags, which, frankly, with a fire rate of 1,000, will be chewed through very quickly. It has an awkward jump at the beginning of its recoil, which, once again, just like the F2000, that means that your mid-range sprays, you're going to be wasting ammo and having to commit to them longer than you want to. If you're shooting U1s, they'll be hitting you back even harder than you're hitting them. It's a very cool gun. It's a incredible good, like, bull rush CQC gun, but it is not versatile compared to other guns like the H4 or the U1 or even like the T1. Still though, it probably has the highest or second highest DPS in the game. QC61, another awful 7.6225 SMG. There's a lot of these, and while some of the 7.6225 SMGs are decent, this is not one of them. RPK, definitely C tier gun. I love the RPK. I think it is one of the best gun feels in the game, but there's no reason to run it. A94 is cheaper. The AK-12 is the same price and better in every way. Has like the AK-12 and the RPK basically have like the same stats. RPK is like 20 higher RPM, which is nothing. That's something we need to actually like, talk about. That's not a change. They might as well be identical, but it has more recoil per shot, and for some reason this is in the LMG category, which means that you also run slower with it as well. So it's just kind of like a bad AR, unfortunately. Still, this gun has amazing gun feel, and it does let you use tier 5 ammo, which means it's gonna rock people's world if you're rocking this in lockdown with BS ammo. But there's no reason to use it over an AK-12, unfortunately. Whenever I use an RPK, and whenever I die, I'm always wondering, would I have died on that peak if I had an AK-12? And the answer is probably no. But you're just missing a lot of shots with this thing if you're running it. It can't be scope sprayed effectively. The 2x is basically as much as you can do comfortably. It's just not very versatile. Saiga, another bad shotgun. Well, I guess it's the second best shotgun in the game, but I don't know. Shotguns are pretty bad. Legman is not very good. At least I don't like it. If you like it, then go for it. The Saiga is pretty cheap for what it is. You can just sit in a corner, bring some Type 8 buckshot or some rip slugs, whatever. Kill someone, take their shit. But it doesn't do a lot. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. Next, SA-58. Another gun that is single shot locked and has really, really bad damage, has really bad range, has really bad recoil. There's no point. SJ. I think that this is a solid B tier bolty. This used to be higher, but I don't think it gives you a lot of utility for the cost. And what I mean by cost is not actually the ammo cost, but rather the downsides of the gun compared to other bolt actions. So, M24, high ergo, high effective range, Mosin access to tier 7 ammo, SJ access to humongous AP rounds, which might as well be tier 7. However, what the SJ does really well is it's one of the only bolties that can find ways to one-tap people to the chest. So, for example, if you're running tier 6 ammo, you can one-tap tier 5 of the chest, which is kind of common in Forbidden Raids, even from, juiced-up Chad squads. A lot of people with survivorship bias think that, tier 5 a lot of the time is better than tier 6 because their tier 6 gets zeroed out really quickly. A lot of the times, if tier 6 got zeroed and you're alive to complain about it, you would have died if you had tier 5, in my opinion. But the point is that if you're fighting tier 6, the SJ is just the same as any other bolt action, except your ergo is in the 10s instead of the 50s. So it lacks a lot of versatility, but in the right circumstances that are not really under your control, by the way, like if you happen to be fighting people who are not tier 6, this gun can put them down very easily, but if they are tier 6, you need to get a headshot, just like other guns. So, there you go. B is crazy for an SJ. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Convince me. One shots tier 5 vests. Okay. If you're finding a tier 5 vest, you're probably either getting lucky that you're like a Chad squad has tier 6, or you're having to like pre-set up for someone that's like pushing you. It takes the whole rate. Yes, exactly. It has 10 ergo. It has 10 ergo. It's also like 400k. Yeah. You can buy 8k around in one shot every tier 4 in lockdown. Sure, I guess. Am I gonna put it in S tier because it's a lockdown killer? Like, I don't think that's worthy of putting it in A or S tier. I think it's a pretty good option. I think you can definitely make it work, but it's definitely a primary with how expensive it is, and it's a primary with very real downsides. It forces you to play in a specific way. Give it B plus? I don't see a B plus. I think it's good. B tier is good, but yeah, the downsides are immensely harsh. Puts fear into your enemies. Any sniper will. I'm terrified as fuck if I hear suppressed Mosin shots or suppressed M24 shots coming my way. Like, any of those things can one-tap me as well. Ugh. It's good. It's good. It's just not A tier. It's really good. Double barrel. Oh man, it's really bad, isn't it? Oh man, it's bad. SVD. I'm struggling whether I should put the SVD in A tier or B tier. I think it's A tier. The SVD got a bunch of attachments that can actually get your ergo up to like around 50, which is crazy. This thing used to be able to cap out at like 30 ergo with a scope on it, but now that it's 50, like you actually can get some pretty crazy quick scope potential, which is usually only relegated to the M24. It does have insanely high recoil per shot. Excuse me. So it's going to be kind of hard to like track your targets properly, which is where this gun is going to lose out on the versatility scale. But also has access to 2.7 ammo. So like overall, like if you're looking for like a pure sniping gun, the SVD with tier 7 ammo is probably the best sniping gun in the game because it doesn't care much about range. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think that if you're pushing with this gun, you either have balls of steel or you're insane. But sniping with this is very, very strong. SJ also has the highest range, is the only gun you can reliably one-shot heads. M24 has 120 meters of effective range. Any 7.62 254 gun with tier 7 ammo will reliably one-tap as well. Can you explain once again why the SVDS is lower tier than the M110? Price? No. The SVD is lower than the M110 because of versatility. S plus and S tier are guns that are very, very lethal and are very, very versatile. So the M110 has pretty good one-tap ability within 80 meters of effective range, which on the most competitive Forbidden maps, that is most of the ranges that you're fighting at. They've got farm, but airport, armory, TV. That's most of the ranges that you're fighting. When you pair that with, you can still 2-tap to the chest with it. You can still 1-tap to the head with it with effective range with a very, very fast rate of fire and decent sprayability. I think that's a really good option. Take all maps into consideration with the SVDS, not airport and armory. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the best sniping gun. Again, like it's a really good sniping gun. There's like this is the best long range gun in the game if you're running tier 7 ammo. It's very lethal in those situations, but it's not versatile, so it's not S tier. And if it was S tier, if it was actually like amazing, we would see it more. I see like maybe 1 or 2 SVDs per farm game. It's not like a hidden gem. It's just hard to use and awkward, so people don't use it. What's the range on the SVDS? I think it's like 80 something, like high 80s. But the big thing that the SVDS has is really good ergo, the best ergo of any other 7.62 254 gun, as well as the ability to not care about range with tier 7 ammo. SVT. Get ready to get mad. SVT is a C tier gun. It's got upsides. It's got upsides. Mermaid, I'm not saying it a third time. Go back in the fucking VOD. Good luck. But yeah, SVT is a C tier gun. It used to be really, really strong. It used to be terrifying. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the nerfs did their job. It's really cheap. It's one of the cheapest, decent recipients of tier 7 ammo, of 7.62 254 ammo. But the low muzzle velocity, so like, it's not like using a Mosin. It's not like using a semi-auto Mosin. It has less range than a Mosin. It has less muzzle velocity than a Mosin. And this sounds impossible to do, but it has less ergo than a Mosin as well. The SVT has similar ergo to a frickin' SJ. So while it does have significant upsides, such as basically being able to go into a raid for free, perhaps being a decent backup gun, it basically has such bad gun feel that the fact that it is semi-auto almost doesn't matter because the rate of fire is so low, the ergo is so high. A lot of the times you're not able to get follow-up shots anyway. And you're missing shots again because of the lower muzzle velocity. This gun used to terrorize everyone in this game. This used to be a just like the boogeyman. But the nerfs did their job. And now you're mostly worried about Mosins and M24s, if you ask me. I don't think this gun is very, very good, and I honestly can't even remember the last time that I've seen it. Slab, is that U1 at S Plus and HKS? Yes, yes. I believe the AUG does +2 more damage per bullet in the M4. I think it's 2 or more, Muaj. But yeah, it's at least 2. It is at least 2. T79. So the T79 and the T85 are two little 7.62 SMGs that you can craft PS ammo for. These are guns that have almost no recoil, access to decent tier 3 ammo, and the builds themselves are about 40k. So the ammo is a little bit difficult to get. It's a little bit there's definitely like you can be crafting other things instead of frankly the awful tier 3 piss ammo that you do craft for these. Like you can be crafting first aid kits, you can be crafting red ammo. But they're pretty fun. They got low recoil. They'll put things down and like they'll put tier 4 people down relatively quick in your lockdown lobbies if you're within effective range. But mostly they're just really fun. Like if you honestly if you haven't tried one of these guns out and you're just playing a lot of lockdown and a lot of forbidden, I would honestly recommend you trying them out with tier 3 ammo if you haven't already. MK14 is pretty good though, no? Yeah, it is pretty good. Stay tier. Is it good at range? No. Is it insanely expensive for what you're getting? Yes. I think all these other guns are pretty good too. Do you still have to craft the tier 3 ammo for those? Yes, you do, unfortunately, Earl. I wish that you didn't. What has been the most obnoxious gun so far in ABI? As far as length of time, it's the H4. As far as right now, it's the U1. Generally speaking, I would say both of them. And maybe the SVT third on the list, because Season 2, or whatever that gun came out, was like really... It was really bad. It was really rough to exist in lobbies where everyone had an SVTU. You weren't getting any money from people. Diagnosis is miserable. I agree, Earl. I can't remember the last time I've been killed by an SVTU, though. It doesn't happen anymore. USAS as well, like, I don't know, if you're getting USAS, like, just don't show me your legs, man. I don't know what to tell you. Dog shit SMG. USAS. I've been hearing whispers that the USAS is some kind of like insanely good TV station leg minigun that you're apparently able to just like push with and kill people with it. I'm not a TV guy, so I wouldn't know about that. If there's some kind of like hidden meta there, I'm ready to be wrong about that for the USAS. Maybe it's better than what I think it is. But as far as leg meta goes, like I think that leg meta has been getting nerfed between like the new stims, but also I think that just like limb damage spreading has also just gotten worse anyway. So it's kind of hard to value it too high. Leg meta as well is like the big thing that you need. So if you're not at point blank range and you're not shooting their legs, this gun is pretty bad. Ratting sucks. Leg meta is not very fun to play for me. In the right circumstances, you can kill a behemoth though. In the right circumstances, you can just put someone down instantly. But it needs you to get lucky, and it needs you to be in the right position. And a lot of times, you can't get into that position without ratting, which I don't like. I don't like it very much. But you know, probably good on TV. I don't know. Uzi, F tier gun, just use an MP5 instead. Vector 45 and Vector 9. I think that's for a little bit I thought these might have been better than the MPX, but I think that's actually not the case anymore. I can't tell which one's which, but we're just gonna say that this is the Vector 9. Um, it has a higher rate of fire than the MPX, but it has more like a weirdly high amount of recoil. And the damage per shot, or rather the reduced damage per shot, does not feel good, even though it has a high rate of fire. I feel like I'm never putting people down with the Vector 9 like quickly, even with Tier 4 ammo loaded up. So I don't know. Vector 9 definitely has some problems. Vector 45, better gun feel. Pretty cool feeling gun overall. 1100 RPM is insane. But access to tier 3 ammo is not super fun to play around. I do think that this is the better of the two, though, because the leg meta on the Vector 45 is very cheap. Much cheaper, actually, than the Vector 9 for Dum Dum. And it just kind of works. Like it's like a decently ranged leg meta option with low recoil per shot at 1100 RPM. I think this is one of the best leg meta options that we have. I just don't think leg meta is very good. Fatario and Royal, thank you guys for the subs. Yeah, it looks like we're missing an AK-12. I'm gonna have to find a screenshot of that and put it in here. I'll just go ahead and do that now. Would I rate the Vector 45 higher if it had access to tier 4? Yeah, it would be B tier if we had access to tier 4 ammo. It would actually be like really good B tier. Okay, save image, save, choose files, AK-12. Okay, we were missing this one until now. TO3 and T951. Okay, let's go ahead and get those really quick as well then. If anybody else can think about some shit that we're missing, please let me know. Yeah, there's not even pictures. There's not even pictures of this gun. Like it's so irrelevant that I can't even find good pictures of it with no attachments on it. That's so sad. So we had TO3, T95, AK-12, the PP-19. Man, I thought I got all these too. What else are we missing? The ZC, good shout. The ML. God, we're missing a lot. God, we're missing a lot. All right. All right, I think we're good. Where is the M4? Can't really see it. It's B tier. T191, it's here in A tier. The bummer shotties aren't better in this game. Yeah, I wish we had a tier 4 slug. And I wish that they had better accuracy. Scar. Wow, how is the Scar not here? I mean, it's not going to be anywhere good, but... Oh, the SIG as well? Oh my god, there's so many guns missing. We're just downloading shit on the internet, man. AEK, it's already there up top. MCX, true. Gonna have to edit around this shit. What else? I think we get the AMB already. It's here. Can you add the dips in the video in hopes of buffing some of the 50 guns that are basically useless in this game? That would be nice, Promid. M14, thank you. MP40, I think it's down there in D tier somewhere. You can find a Tarkov play where he's got four. Yeah, exactly, Kalasa. Exactly. You can find a Tarkov play where he's running 4 30-rounders in the back. I run 2 or 3, which is funny. But yeah, if he comes from Tarkov, he's got 4 and then 1 in the gun. I think that's everything. We got a little more to talk about with that in mind. All right. What's next? All right, VSS. This is definitely a C tier gun. VSS is a gun in the marksman rifle category that has like no effective range. There were some decent attachments that were recently added to the game, like a long barrel that'll give it a little more range, a little more damage, as well as a hipfire stock, which is frankly the only thing that you really should be doing with this gun. This is one of the best hipfire guns in the game. Is just that having a gun that specializes in hipfire isn't very good. It does use 9x39 just like the AMB, so compared to other options, you are going to be spending less compared to like an AEK or a U1 or an H4. But honestly, you're kind like even TV has ranges that are too much for the VSS. You're pretty much only seeing this gun on Armory specifically by people that are trying to use this to rush doors. No versatility on this gun. Basically only good with hipfire. Wish it was better, because it's a very, very cool gun. AK-12. I'm not 100% sure where to put the AK-12. I kind of want to put it in A tier because it's it's really, really good in lockdown. It's really common in lockdown. It's one of the best scope spraying guns you put with tier 5 ammo. You're basically 1 or 2 tapping everyone. But it has, I think that it's actually been power crept hard enough that we're putting it at the like as like the best B tier gun in the game. And here's the reason. This used to be my go-to forbidden gun. There weren't many guns that could do what the AK-12 did, which is like, you know, like a really good mid-range scope spraying gun. I feel like if I could out-position people and catch them off or catch them off guard, then the AK-12 was one of the few guns that I could run that would basically let me reliably get kills at those ranges. But the U1 does that better in every way. Obviously, the U1, much more expensive gun, but the ammo is about the same cost between 5.45 and 5.8. It's like 5.8 is a little more expensive, but it's about the same cost, I would say. And like the differences in the stats are stark. Like tier 5 AK-12 does 44 damage per shot, and a U1 with tier 5 does 52 damage per shot. It's insane. I think that this gun is like it could go in A tier, but I think it's a little bit too expensive to go into A tier. And I think that if you're trying to run this in Forbidden specifically, then you're just gonna lose basically any head-on fight. Like 8 shores are putting you down, U1s are putting you down, AEK, like it doesn't excel at anything anymore. It's not the best at anything anymore. When you want the AK-12 over the AUG, AK-12B and AUG-A. Yeah, like I think the AUG is A tier specifically because the ammo is so cheap. I think if the ammos were the same cost, either the AUG would be in B or the AK-12 would be in A. But I think the AUG definitely gets some points by just being like one of the best budget 5.56 guns in the game. Even if that means that, like, you know, maybe it's not the best in lockdown. I mean, maybe I should put the AUG in B tier because of that. Maybe I should. But I don't know. Like, it's definitely getting a lot of points for basically being 120k, maybe like 160k after the mags. Like, right? Like, you buy this gun, you get 2 30-rounders, and for 160k, you have, like, one of the best 5.56 guns in the game. I'm putting a lot of points there. But is that A tier worthy? I mean, the T1's so expensive, and like the AUG is kind of similar to that. The MK and the P90 are also here. Probably in the bottom of A if we're judging it like that. Or the top of B. Like, it's definitely better than the F2000, right? I don't know. I'm not super sold on this. I'm not super sold on this, but just to be absolutely clear, I think that an AK-12 with tier 5 is better than an AUG with tier 5. But I think that if you care at all about cost effectiveness and budget, then the AUG is literally like best in slot when it comes to being like a good cheap gun. It's one of the only good like guns that you can just run out of the box for less than 200k. So like that is my caveat. Like I think that there's definitely situations with the AK-12 is going to be better and more versatile than an AUG, but the AUG is just too cheap with A1s in the rental trade to put it anywhere below A, I think. If you get mad, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. I think it's reasonable though. I think that's kind of reasonable. ML rifle. If the D tier still existed, I think I would put this in D tier. But I think it's actually going F tier. I think I'm putting this in F tier. Um, the ML only has access to tier 4 ammo, which is really, really, really bad. But more than that, the ammo it has access to is 44 ammo. Same as the Deagle, it is a pistol caliber. And the problem with pistol calibers is they have really low velocity. So we have a single shot lever gun that is basically intended as like a mid-range, like, battle, like marksman rifle, right? Um, with really bad velocity. That's not good. That's not good at all. Like if you're bringing this into lockdown, you have to get lucky that you can even one tap people. You have to like get lucky that they're not wearing a tier 5 helmet. And you can one tap tier 4 helmets. But like a lot of other bad guns can do that too. Like that's not really special to this gun, and you're going to be losing a lot of fights because you're using this gun. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I wanted to like this gun. It just oozes style. But I think that the thing that gets you more than anything is just that velocity, man. Like if your target's moving, you're not fucking hitting them, which makes me so sad. Which makes me so sad. ZC. Probably a C tier gun, maybe low B. It's probably better than an MPX. It's probably the same as an M4. Yeah, I think this belongs in B tier. You can get a decent ZC for like 200k. 762 BP is getting cheaper. It's got some awkward F2000-esque recoil, but it's still pretty easy to control. You can't scope spray with it. Maybe 1x, maybe 2x. Um, but yeah, I think that as far as like a lockdown gun goes, this is actually a really decent lockdown gun. Again, lacks a bit of versatility, basically worse than the AEK in any way, but a decent AEK is also going to cost you 350k, whereas a ZC will cost you, about 200. It's just like it's the mid-tier 7.62 gun. The AEK is better in every way, but this gun's cheaper than the AEK, so it's kind of niche. It's not a niche that I really enjoy. I don't think it's a niche that I particularly find myself going to, but the gun is more than functional, even in normals. PS ammo and normals, BP and lockdown, maybe a little bit of top-loaded AP if you go into armory. I think you can cook with this gun in the right circumstances. PP-19. This gun finally had its cost reduced after the base gun was like 100k for way too long. Now it is in the same price category as the MP5, while also being better than an MP5. It's still pretty bad though. Still pretty bad. Has low range. It's an SMG, so the velocity's bad. 750 RPM, so worse than many ARs. It doesn't do anything. It just unfortunately doesn't really do anything. low recoil like most other 9mm guns, but if it's between this and an MPX, I'm taking the MPX every time. Between this and an RPK, I'm taking the RPK every time. Between this and an MDR, I'm taking the MDR every time. It just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't excel anywhere. We're gonna rate the T95 and the T03 together. These are now both definitely C tier guns. These guns used to be a little bit more expensive in Season 3. Season 4 comes along, and their price goes way down the tubes because their niche in the game for Season 3 and prior was basically as a very, very cheap way to run Tier 4 and Tier 5 ammo. So, guns themselves were cheap, the ammo was cheap, but the downsides for the T95 was that you have relatively low range and very low rate of fire. Well, the T03, a little bit higher rate of fire, a little more damage per shot, but just lacks the versatility. Like, you can't really spray at range very well because there's so much screen shake on it. It's not a very good scope spraying gun because there's too much recoil, and it does more damage than a T95, but it doesn't really hit any important metrics there. So they were basically just like budget guns, cheap build, cheap ammo. But now the ammo is really expensive. These guns don't really have any place in the game anymore. I still like running a TO3 from time to time, but there is zero reason to do so. I think that the best use case for these guns at this point, the guns themselves are cheap, and the Tier 3 ammo is also cheap. I think that the only real proper use case for them is normal game, just normals, and that's it. I don't think that there's any other time you should be using them because the ammo is just that expensive. Sig, F tier gun, worse than the Scar. Just doesn't deal any damage. So hard to kill people with this thing. Scar as well, just, again, there's no reason to be using this. If you really need to use a gun like this, run an MDR, run an AK-102, just do anything. The Scar is not it. And again, just between the Scar and the AK-102, those are really similar guns. AK-102 currently has a bug where red dots and over-under scopes will have reduced recoil. So if you want a 5.56 gun with low recoil, don't use the Scar, use the AK-102. We have two MCXs. Probably C tier. This gun did see a buff in Season 4, going from medium to high firepower, and after some testing, what that means is that it does a whopping 2 additional damage per shot. It still does less damage per shot than an M4, it still does less damage per shot than an AUG, still less than an H4. This gun does not hit any valuable benchmarks. 700 RPM is low, but is below average. 30-meter effective range is very, very bad. The only real use case for this gun is as a cheap 5.56 primary, but because the effective range is so low, you're almost never getting the full damage of the gun. And even though the damage was buffed, it's still below average. If you want to use a gun like this, that's cheap 5.56, low recoil, use the AK-102 instead. That's a crazy sentence. I didn't think I was going to say it, but use the AK-102 instead. And I think with the last gun on the list here, it's a bit sad but unfortunate. I think we have the M14. I'm not sure whether to put this in C tier or F tier. I'm actually leaning F tier here. The M14 is, I think the biggest problem the M14 has is kind of like the old AKs, is that it's actually a trap. You can one-tap with it within effective range, like most DMRs should be able to do. And it does have, decent recoil. But the biggest problem that this gun has, the biggest thing that it does, is that it lies to you. We were talking about the effective range of a lot of DMRs being determining whether or not you get one-taps or not. A lot of DMRs, the good ones, will one-tap within effective range, but not one-tap outside of effective range. M14 does this. It'll one-tap within effective range with everything besides red ammo, I think. But the effective range is only 55 meters. This is lower than some assault rifles, I think. Or at least it's on par with some of the better assault rifles. So it's a single shot DMR that wants you to be close to people to actually get one taps. And if you're not, then you're just kind of hammering into them over and over again with shot after shot and not able to get a lot of value and not able to get a lot of work done with that. I think the M14 is pretty bad for that reason. And if you want to use a gun like this, like if you care a lot about running a cheap gun, I guess you can just run SVT instead. Um, and if you wanna run something with like the same caliber that's more versatile, you can run M110 instead. 71 with long barrel. It goes from 55 to 71, or am I just wrong with the effective range, Colossa? Because 71 is actually kind of decent. If it is 71 effective range, that is C tier worthy. Good normal mode gun for the one tap potential. I guess. I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's in the same kind of boat as the T95 and the TO3, where it's like it's just sometimes good in lockdown, a decent normals gun as well. But you know, who cares if a gun's good in normals, right? Anything is good in normals. All right. I think it's a tier list. If you guys have anything that you agree with, disagree with, let me know in the comments. I think that the top end here is just like S plus S. Like this is like the meta stuff in Forbidden. Like if you're not running one of these, you're definitely playing at a deficit. A tier is stuff that you can compete with in Forbidden. That will also do a very very good job in Lockdown. B tier is stuff that I would be very very scared to run in Forbidden, but is more than good enough for Lockdown. C tier is stuff that I would never want to run in Forbidden outside of very specific circumstances. And even in Lockdown, I'm probably staying away from it. And F tier is stuff that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. Hope that you guys enjoy the tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See you next time. We filmed it! We filmed the YouTube video! Wow! We yapped for so long and we only lost like 10 viewers. Wow, that's crazy. Bye, YouTube. And hello, music. Ooh. How long did we talk? How long was that recording? Let's go check, actually. We can just go check. So, what do you guys get out of tier lists, by the way? Do you just, like, enjoy being yapped at about something that, like, you're informed about? Do you feel like you're learning from it? Yes, Orky. I do think the conclusion is the same. I think the top end is different. I think that the general status quo is the same. That's kind of my problem with the game. That's like one of my big core issues with the game. Let's see. How long is this video? Did I really yap for a fucking hour? Your brain hurts. Why does your brain hurt? How would I go about it? I think that, well, number one, I think to make most guns better. I think that partially the problem is the gun, but I think that there's also a big problem with helmets being too strong. I think a lot of other guns get better if you nerf helmets. But also, just like, there's this core philosophy of gun design where it's basically more money on the gun equals better. So like a U1 is 700k, so it's better at everything compared to like a TO3. I think a better philosophy would be to have some guns that are like maybe a little bit more versatile and that are a little bit better because they're more expensive, but make it so that every single gun is at least trying to excel at some type of niche. Because right now it's literally just a bar graph of if cheap is bad, if expensive is good. And rather than that, we just need to be like, all right, like cheaper guns can be better at more niche things. More expensive guns are better at more relevant things. And guns that are in the middle are just maybe like versatile all-rounders. That'll, maybe they'll lose at long range to guns that have really, really good range. They'll lose at close range to guns that have really, really good CQC. Honestly, I think that a big way that I would like to see these guns balanced is closer to like the Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 direction, where there's guns that have high rate of fire, that have higher recoil per shot than like guns that have lower rate of fire. So like a low rate of fire gun will not kick much at all, and a high rate of fire gun will have heavy recoil and not be good at medium range because of that. I don't need that translate over 1-to-1, but I do think it is a better design philosophy for a more balanced game, which is kind of what I want. Tier list give me some solid confirmation bias. Is that a... I don't think that's a good thing. Learned a couple of new things about guns, such as effective range. This will change slightly what I pick, depending on what I want to play. Good job on the list. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Not sure if confirmation bias is a good thing, though. Sir, do I recommend always running Tier 5 armor and helmet on lockdown and not cheap stuff? I think that you should always run cheap Tier 5 armor at least, like the Deke trades. If you care about budget, you should maybe run Tier 4 helmets instead. Like if you don't have a lot of money to throw around. But if you have money and like you really want to win all your lockdown games, then probably run like a worn Tier 5 helmet with like a fresh Tier 5 vest. That's what I do a lot of the time. But if you care about budget, then run Tier 4 helmets, Tier 5 vest. And again, like the way that any gear value goes is that if you're trying to optimize your power, if you're trying to optimize your power level, you get good ammo, and then you get a good gun, and then you get good armor. That is how you optimize your power level in this game. It is the order in which you prioritize shit. All right. Want to feel validated. Do you feel validated, Prototyper? All right. Are we ready to play the game? I think we're ready to play the game. Why'd I lose 10 viewers in tier list then? Do you guys not want us to be play that bad? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can go back to talking about the guns. I'll keep yapping. Just don't leave, please. Why'd you make the tier list that way then? Ammo, gun, etc. Because the tier list would just be tier 5 ammo at the top in S tier, and then tier 4 ammo in A tier, and then tier 3, like... I don't really think there's a lot of difference in ammo types. I think a lot more of it comes down to the gun. I know that's a slightly hot take. But it would be exactly what you think it would be. Alright, are we trying to ease back into lockdown? Are we trying to ease back into it? Good ammo and good gun means nothing to me because I have bad game sense, so literally a skill issue. At least you're honest with yourself. I'm happy with the MK14 and P90 placement. Me too. I think the most interesting part of the tier list is what's in A tier. I think that's probably what's going to get the most people talking. Which isn't like really like the intent or anything, but I think that is what is maybe more controversial than other things. Oh. No! No! Oh no! Please. Oh, that sucks. One, two, three. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ammo, ammo. Med, med, med. What if they decide to talk about cocks? What then? That's a good question, Jehudi. What if they decide to talk about cocks? I don't know what I would do if my YouTube chat decided to start talking about cocks. I think that would be hard to figure. It's one of those things where you don't know what you'd do until it happens. It's just hard to tell, isn't it? Oh my god, I just realized. I totally forgot. Oh my god, that's scary as fuck. That was scary as fuck. I just remembered that I have work today. It's in an hour. We're good. But in that moment, I like realized that like I hadn't considered it until now, you know? Jesus Christ, that was scary. Wow. Okay. I'm just double checking the observer chat. All right, we're looking chill here. This is gonna be so easy. This is gonna be such an easy show. I can't wait. Short stream? Yeah, short 4-hour stream. I mean, I'm glad that I got the tier list out of the way because it's something that I've been talking about doing for like a week now. It's easy content, which I think is something that would be good for me to like ease back into the process of making videos. I was not making enough of them lately. Damn. Should have run to mid. It would have been free. Yeah, whatever. Search it later. We're gonna strip this guy really quick. No better time to pop this than now, I think. Goodbye. Can I drop a little bit of weight? Nice. Perfect. Man's worth almost a mil. A little less than me. So, how do you guys feel about the tier list I just made, by the way? I think that the strongest opinion that you guys had that... Well, that sounds exciting. You think the T1's better than the AK-12? Yes. It does 8 more... It does 4 more damage per shot. It definitely lacks a little bit of versatility. But you can run a T1 in Forbidden and get away with it. I don't think you can do the same thing with a AK-12. I think you're too bad at too much. Like, the AK-12 would be better if it wasn't so clearly power crept. Well, I'm a bastard. I think I'm being a bit of a bastard. He was looting someone, right? Yep. Well, let's keep going. What's in this thing, anyway? Oh, I dropped the taurines, did I? Not quite. Mamma mia. So what, we're fighting over med tents? What? Wow, I lose that. I think I just got killed by an AK-74. That's bad play. That's really bad play. I'm just playing too fast right now, that's all. Zero, what the fuck are you saying? That's like the 4th time you've done that. Oh, it's an AK-102, look at that. Good for you, guy. I think I should have tapped the guy who was prone on the floor like that. Can I do this and it's gonna work? Can I try F2000 on Electron Armory? If I didn't just do this, I would. I'll do it soon. Okay, I don't really feel like swapping out the gun, so I'm just gonna get a cheap bag. Even though I hate doing this. I'm gonna forget about it unless the optic's off. Zero, I don't know why, but it's actually annoying. You're just stroking out in the chat. You're scaring me. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, dude. If I had context for the joke, I bet I'd love it. You could change the seal. I did forget. I did forget. What does the rest of it mean? What does the rest of it mean? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for Nico-chan as well. I'm sorry to Nico, but we are just saying gibberish then. Alright. Let's win a fucking game. Let's win a fucking game. Ugh. I do like watching some Seal videos here and there. I've been known to consume some Seal related content. Alright. Brain rot. What's up, DeBam? How you doing? Hope that my hair didn't look too shit during that. Let's move it. Oh. I think he's baiting me. Oh. I'm gonna back up from that guy. Oh. Minute 40? Okay. Why is only... Oh, none of my mags have the skin. That's kind of sad. I'm not gonna set that manually every time. Zero, I'm gonna time you out, unironically, if you just keep saying random words. They're really ratting? I can't push this then. Does the AK-12 want to push? This is a T1, Earl. I really hope he can't see me. Hello. He gets both of us! Are you... Oh, that's so embarrassing. It's definitely AP ammo. But holy fuck. I snapped from the AEK to the close guy because I thought that I killed him, and then I didn't. Oh my god. Yeah, it's AP ammo. We're just dying in one. I didn't hit him much at all. Hit his limbs. Damn, that guy must be feeling himself right now. Good for him. Also doing a Northridge run in hotel specifically. I'm not a hotel gamer, Persia. I'm not very good at it. We'll do another T1 run. We just plan like shit. It is what it is. Do what it be. No two ways around it. Now, what I will say is that if there's like Shammy and Giotto, if they're live, like they will do that shit non-stop. So if you want to watch that, I know exactly where you should go. 3, 2, 3. All right. One more lockdown armory, and then what forbidden round am I ending the stream on? What forbidden map am I ending the stream on? Airport? I was worried someone was gonna say that, Peanut. I was worried. I'm dying to some silly shit to go to airport right now, but I could. Farm? I wouldn't mind some farm. I wouldn't mind some farm at all. So for the tier list, what do you guys think about the AK-12's placement? I think there's definitely a world where the AK-12 goes into A tier instead of B tier. Just because like AK-12 BS ammo is so strong on lockdown. But it's really hard to give it to it when it's been power crept so hard. I don't know. I don't know, man. Forbidden Farm is freaky. Forbidden Farm is a horror game, yeah. You just gotta decide whether or not you're gonna be a victim. Like, if you go into Forbidden Farm expecting to be a victim, you're gonna fucking struggle. Yeah, I put AUG A. I put AUG at the bottom of A, and then AK-12 at the top of B, which I could easily see swapping those. I think as far as like efficacy goes, you do, but the AK-12 is like I feel like it's a bit expensive for what it is, and the AUG is really, really, really cheap for what it is. Like the only thing that put it in there was how cheap the AUG is. And like, basically, if you ever play Lockdown at all, like you're basically always doing one AUG raid per day. Earl, they're a problem. They're too expensive. AK-12 is very user-friendly for that price. Yeah, but the ammo is really expensive. I think we're going mid. Oh, we're not? That's sad. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die here. I just can't see him. H4 with the 2x gets a lot of work done there, but I think that before peeking, I just need to put some util in there. I always fuck up the util in that fight. I think it's a really easy fight to win if you just like use your nades properly. I'm just rushing it. Yeah, the guy's literally A1'd up. I should be winning these. I should be winning these games. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more lockdown armory. This time I'm gonna be the problem though. Where's the expense coming from on this? 100 rounder. We do a little bit of rage bait by putting the AK-12 below the AUG. We do a little bit of rage bait. Maybe that's the yeah. That's the strategy. We're rage baiting. We're rage baiting. Did you guys get fooled? Are you guys getting angry about it? Did it work? We're rage baiting for engagement. Did it work, guys? Park the whole fucking gun? Maybe not, though. Bully. Who's bullying? Let's get in there. Party for lockdown? I've been getting killed by tier 5 ammo all day in lockdown. AEKs, H4s. And I'm doing this for my bag. Remember, I'm always doing it for the bag. I could have brought a fucking medium camping bag. I could have brought a medium camping bag, part of the H4, gone for tier 6 hat. I'm not doing that. It actually is funny, because there's a lot of people that have, like, different levels for, like, what they tolerate, right? Like every streamer that I know that plays Lockdown, like, everyone has, like, a little thing that they do. Or it's just like, it's Lockdown, so I'll part the gun, but it's Lockdown, like, so I'll bring tier 5 ammo, but, like, I'll bring, like, a shitty hell. It's always something, right? It's always something. To part your MP5 to get into Lockdown. MP5 has a thermal optic and a lightweight grip on it. Dude, tier 6 MP5 is kind of fun. No, I get you, realness. I get you. No worries. That's actually, like, the strength of, like, the 1 mil cap, where it's like, yo, if you bring, like, full tier 6 with an MP5, that should be fire. That should be allowed. That should be okay, you know? It's a fucking MP5. It's the tier 6 U1s that I have a problem with in Lockdown. There should always be a risk reward. Forgot my blue gun. Hope I die. I have a bit of gun variety. It's definitely been going down. Also, is this a fucking fake lobby? I'm sus. Deagle and an ML spamming. That's a bot. That's a bot. I brought an H4 into a bot lobby. It happens, Peanut. It happens. It's always sad when it does, but it fucking happens. This is kind of good loot if you just fill it up. It's neutral. Slot-wise, it turns 12 into 12. I'm just wondering what was real. Staging is fake. Okay, 102 spamming. What if that's real? I don't need loot. I just... Ooh, that's real. What is that? No emotions. Wowie zowie. Do I even fucking bother? I don't even know if those guys were real. I don't think they were. Naked Og is probably real. I think they died to the play eye because they had no armor on. That's literally an upgrade for me. That is... What the fuck? These QC scavs or bots are always really funny. So I think there was a player in the middle of this whole mess, and they died. I think I'm just looting these guys and instantly leaving. That'll be the win. Ye old win. You could definitely do worse. Is there not one more body? Just a bunch of fucked up scavs, is it? Let's get out of here. Quick mill in and out, go into a real raid. What's the forbidden we're going into? I wouldn't mind just going in with this kit, so maybe like farm, maybe airport. What's the vibe? Great. We'll do it, Colossi. We'll do it. Airport. I'll just change my shit out of its airport. Farm. I'm leaning farm. It could be exciting and cute. Excuse me. Let's do some farm. I need GS2s, hold up. Alright. We're farming on farm, yep. Let's hope it goes well. I've been getting into the grain fight more often, which hasn't been going necessarily well. H4 has also got the rear sight on, which could be a downside. In case we find dun Big Therm. Would love to find Big Therm. Mwajmu, yeah, it's really rare. Dude, the armory conditional extracts are fucking ass. Like, every single one of them is so bad. There's one, like, just below the tank side high ground, like, behind one of the crates. Like, people just disappear there. There's one on that truck. There's one in that back hallway inside of armory, which is by far the best one to get, by the way. There's, like, conditional timer extracts that you can get, like, early on in the raid, like, in the tunnel. The armory conditionals are awful. They're so bad. Because normally there's like supposed to be like hard rules for how you get out, you know? Dude, we have way too many spammers in the Discord. How do I get the fucking spammers out of Like, how do I not let them in with a fucking invite? Is there just like one that's inviting? There's probably just like a user that's like the root one that everyone's like inviting off of. I might just start banning people. I think I know who it is actually. 00 Aria or something. Because they can't post until they get permission. Yeah, I need to look into it. I need to look into like some Discord management tools. I think it's a skip for me, dog. What's up, Ash? Having a good day today? Hope you are. You missed, I end up yapping for an hour about the fucking tier list video. Like, I went into it being like, oh, I hope I have enough to talk about. Hope this isn't like, you know, gonna be like a 20-minute video, and then I just start yapping for literally an hour. Yeah, I recorded it, Peanut. I recorded it. Can yap real good. It's definitely some decent yapping, some decent yappage. I noticed that I repeat myself a lot, which is a little annoying. They're gonna be like A and B, but remember A, remember A. Like, it's very inefficient yappage. It's good vamping yappage. Vamping meaning, vamping is the esports or like a broadcast terminology for like when a caster has to stretch something because the production's not ready. You're just talking to fill airtime. Have to be in a certain mood to yap. It's very conditional. Yeah, I can definitely turn it on once I start, like, if I'm not too tired. But sometimes I just can't turn it on. That was so nice of you. It's always on? It wasn't yesterday. It's an AMB, I think? Streamer outed as being a massive gooner. That sucks. Ooh, what a peek from... Okay, I'm just getting my ass beat, man. I'm just getting my ass beat. I'm just making dumb decisions. That's a really solid peek from that guy. Turn my brain on. So, like, that's the thing, is that, like, I was in yapping mode for, like, an hour, you know? God, that would have been such a good kill to get. A TO3 with full tier 6. Good on him. I mean, I could have been throwing that in cover and then waiting for the peak, right? I don't need to be out of cover walking towards him full open. Or airport tilting. I'm tilted. I'm going to airport. I'll see you later. Where's my scope? There's nothing bad that can happen from this. I can think of no downsides to this activity. I think Northridge should be your should me your map. Me your map? Meow? When's the video drop? Probably tomorrow, actually. I'm probably gonna work on it tonight. Maybe even, like, in the downtime at work. It's a really easy edit. It's a really fucking easy edit. I just need to cut out the downtime. Like, I'm not gonna be adding any footage. It's just gonna be me yapping. If I was adding footage, it would be insanely long. It would be an insanely difficult video. But I ain't doing all that. Did you break it down by ammo? I wish people did that. Nah, I didn't break it down by basically anything. The beginning of the video was broken down vaguely by tiers, like what's in the S tier, and then after that it was just like whatever order it was.
So get fucked, Lamausaurus. Get fucking fucked. Heh.
How does it feel to get fucked? I should have broken it down by ammo. I should have. You're absolutely right. Unfortunately, it was not sorted by ammo in the first place for me. It was also missing, like, 12 guns. I didn't realize that till near the end. So I had to find those. Oh, I forgot Orky. Well, I guess it's good that I didn't do it while you were gone. Why are you sad that I didn't do it while you weren't here? Doesn't make any sense, Orky. Doesn't make no sense. This was your sign to say, yes, you did it? Well, you know. It would be pretty funny to say, like, yeah, I did it, and then he goes back into the VOD and just can't find it. He's like, am I going crazy? I mean, there was that one armory lockdown raid where I got killed within 2 seconds. Could have been one of those, you know? Like, yeah, I did an armory run. Or FN run on armory. It's just that. Don't lie. What if it's funny, though? Like, what if I lie, but only because it was funny? For the bit. 8762 guns? Run more AK, man. No fuck. SVD. I think someone's on the other side of this POI. Pushing into it. Molotov going. Yeah. Sir, your house appears to be on fire. I would have liked to keep it the pressure, but I fucked that fight up. They're probably self-resing. That sucks. Where are they? You might be getting up here. I'm not sure they turned it off or not. Might be over-rotating. Wonder if those guys can hear me. I can hear them. Okay. The primary goal here was just to make some space between me and the tier 6 guy who was thirding me. Come on, man. That sucks so much. Oh, they're inside. There's still some dudes on the out. Is this an angle? It was, and he didn't know about it. I think I heard some running over there. They could be pushing me. I think I should worry about my ammo more than my limb right now. Get left so I can maybe get better hearing. I may just have to be okay with these 3 bodies. Which honestly, they're 2-6. I could do worse. Another one right there. Not my kill. This smoke is really rough, by the way. That is some gnarly shit. I hate how fast these scavs spawn. It's so insane. I've had scavs respawn on me and bait me because I thought the compound was clear. It's fucking insane. Oh, they're still fighting. Do I go for it? Yo, guys, do I go for it? Oh. Conventional wisdom says no. What a political and correct answer from Bionic. What a correct answer. God, bro found a red. What if I just take like a little peek, you know? What if I don't, actually? Oh, they're running? Oh, fuck. They're gonna run out that gate. What did the voices say? Not gonna lie, the voices are kind of scared. All that being said, I think this is like the fight in the server, you know? Oh, she's dead, dude. This feels a lot like a mistake. Are we using thermals, or what the fuck? I mean, I just got greedy. Yeah, with holy shit, airport thermals is crazy. Oh my god. I've never seen that in my fucking life. I've never seen thermals on that map in my fucking life, dude. Ah, man. Fuck. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. I should have just bagged him up and left. I got greedy. I got greedy, and I know I did. I know I did. Alright, I have time for, like, one more quick round, guys. How you doing, by the way, Munga? You just missed us yapping for literally an hour about a tier list video. Not about a tier list video. I recorded a tier list video live. I talked about doing a tier list video in the future for an hour. It's exactly what you think it is. Alright, we're fucking speedrunning this shit. That should be good enough. What's good to be? Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Any tier list is still subjected to RNG. Use whatever. That doesn't mean anything. The gear is static. There are RNG elements to the game, but the gear is static. Ah. There's definitely, like, just good shit that you can use regardless, though. Tier 5 ammo is really good, by the way. Tier 5 ammo is really good. That's basically what it comes down to. Like, unless the gun is actual dog shit, you can make most things work in at least lockdown. A little different when it comes to Forbidden. What's my job about? What do you mean, Renerp? If you haven't talked about it to me about it yet, I'm an esports guy. I work online and like LAN gaming shows. So today I'll be observing some. I think it's like it's like a mobile COD extraction shooter. I think is what I'm doing. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes I make a lot of money on years where I get flown around, and sometimes I make not much money. Last year was pretty good. Year before that was pretty good as well. The year before that was really bad. I mean, yeah, that happens, Munga, but like, yeah, there's RNG, but there's also like variance, right? Like guns with high variance are bad. And there's nothing we can really do about variance. Probably, actually, I think it's literally just crazy unluckiness on the pin. I'm sure the stream growth has really helped the past few months. It's made me a lot more comfortable, Persia, yes. Because, like, the big thing when it comes to esports events is there's a lot of downtime between them, right? So, like, sometimes I'll be working for, like, a week straight. Sometimes I'll be working for a fucking month straight. And I won't be able to stream it all during that time. But, you know, sometimes, just like I'm working for a month straight, I'll be also working for, you know, maybe I'll get, like, 1 gig in a month. And during that downtime, I can use that to, like, do a lot of streaming shit, like, make content, things like that. Like, streaming and then working in esports in my current work, it's like, it's extremely symbiotic. Oh, I missed the MDR. Please, don't do this to me. This is my last game. I beg of you. No. Last game? I have work in 20 minutes. I'm running from you, Manga. Nah, I got work soon. Does anybody have a pulse? Gas station. Oh, hi there. Glad you're looking at that. Very lucky. What are we looking at? What's over here? Any gamers? He's right there. I see him. I smell him. Is that guy huge? This is a... What the fuck is this? I think I'm accidentally running from someone. I mean, that's pretty cool. Ow, dick. Stop it. Oh, he sees me. Oh, fuck! Oh, that tracer coming towards me. Alright. +1 M62 in my inventory. The AK did not work. Good for you, guy. I should have tapped him from range, I think. I think I could have killed that guy with the AUG if I was tapping him. Like, not that fight, but when I saw them before on the body. Anyway, instead of just getting fucked over and over again, I think I'm gonna go for now. Who are we rating? I can get an early start on editing that video, huh? Oh, is Shammy streaming? Oh, it's gotta be Shammy. What is this song? I don't really like this. I didn't like this guy's last song either. There's definitely some desperation in some of the shit I've been looting today, it looks like. I'm just clicking on the go away buttons here. That'll do it. Keep that. Keep that. Nah, that's just too much. I'm getting embarrassed just listening to that. Alright. Shammy time. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Oh, Solo's on too. Oh, if he's playing with his horse until it gets red, we gotta help him out a little bit. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll be on tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys watching. Will I be on tomorrow? Hold on. Will I be on tomorrow? Yes, I'll be on tomorrow. And thank you, Peanut, for the raid. It was very, very nice seeing a lot of your viewers here hang out for so long. But yep. Bye.